everybody, how are we doing? I'm back from GaryCon. I had a hell of a show, everybody. Like, legitimately, let me turn this music down a little bit. Hell of a show. I met a whole bunch of Kobold press fans while I was there. I ran a Project Black Flag game with some people, two of them, as a matter of fact. And then, of course, our other Kobold, Alexander, was running a bunch of Kobold Press 5e games, getting everybody jazzed up and playing through one of our adventures. But man, it was an amazing convention. I'm lucky. I live close. I'm in Milwaukee, so heading to GaryCon and Lake Geneva is super easy. But how's everybody doing? Did any of you attend GaryCon, or any people in the chat, the people that I talked to? If you were at GaryCon, this is the first time we had, I shouldn't say first time. This is the best version of having really high interaction with the celebrities that were there, and they kind of changed the format for how things worked. For example, normally the celebrities would be down in like the streaming lodge, and this time that wasn't the case. They weren't in the streaming lodge. They were out and about and playing games with everybody, and there were some amazing people there, and they were all hella friendly, talked to everybody who was there, and honestly, it was a really surprising experience. I was kind of blown away a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was super cool to see how it was done. Luke and their team really kind of crushed it this year, and in lots of doggos. Yeah, there's a hell of doggos. Joe is carrying his doggo around the entire time, which was kind of funny. I believe it's Joe's exit strategy for conversations. That's my personal belief. We don't know if that's true. That's just my personal belief. Hi, Kelly. How are you doing? It was one of my ride or dies for the con this year. We did a ton of stuff, though. We were super busy. There's one of the other convention goers that were with me. That was super fun. So we've done a ton. We played Swollbald. Last week, we interviewed... Did we interview somebody last week? No, we did our wizard last week. We built our wizard last week. The week before that, we talked to Foundry about how they're doing Project Black Flag and bringing it on board. At the top of the show here, I want to give a reminder. If you are playtesting this latest Packet 2, and I'll probably say this a few times during the show, you have until Monday, this coming Monday, at 11:59 EST to get in your survey. And I want to remind everybody, those surveys matter. We go through, and that's how we're deciding how the full project for Project Black Flag is going to look. So keep that in mind. Fill out your survey. Be honest with it. Constructive criticism, don't be a dick. No one wants that. Wheaton's Law. And get those things done so we can look through them and really decide which direction we want to go with the fighter and the wizard. So while I can't announce Project 3 yet, or Packet 3 yet, we can say that it is on the way. We do know that there's going to be monsters in it. And there's a few things. I got this like charming tavern music playing from Arcane Anthems, by the way. I forgot that I had them in my playlist. I was like, oh, what's this? I was like, oh yeah. Arcane Anthems. But we have a bunch of cool things coming up. And so I'm going to take us over. We're going to look through some things. And today, during our playtest, I'm going to be using something from one of our blog entries. And I want to talk about our blog entries and how we've been doing stuff. What's up, Frog? I see you're here as well. So let's go over to the info board. So, honestly, we've been super busy. I've been ridiculously busy. I got back early Tuesday morning. I stayed through an extra day to do a bunch of stuff. And I ran a bunch of games and we played a bunch of stuff. And I only played a few things. I ran some games and then I drank a bunch and had fun with friends. But I talked to a lot of people in after hours and gatherings about, what they think Project Black Flag is and clarity for it. And I will say we've put some blog posts up. There's some questions on EN World where we've answered some of the things about, are we going to, what do you mean D&D is not going to make books anymore? And there's some clarity on the situation. And I do want to pull this up and read it because I think what one of the people who work for our company said, Mark, was very on point. I think people are misunderstanding the conversation we're having about Project Black Flag and why we are saying we are doing this. You got to read the fact, you got to take it the right way, but hey, clarity is important. So I'm going to help clarify a little bit of this for the audience who might be interested in Project Black Flag. So there was a post up on EN World, and The biggest piece that people were asking about is, what do you mean the 5th edition core rulebooks are going away? The 5e's Monster Manual, the Player's Handbook, and the Dungeons Master Guide will not stay in print. New players must either use purely digital rulebooks, which works for some people, or find a new version. We aim to keep the spirit of tabletop alive by producing beautiful and inviting versions of the core rulebooks for those who prefer to play face-to-face, for those who don't want to pay a monthly subscription to play. We want to keep 5e vibrant and strong at the heart of the community of players and publishers. Your investment in 5e will be supported by Project Black Flag because it is compatible with the game you already know. I just want to state that we're not saying that you can't go find one in a used bookstore, that they're going, like, let's be realistic, people. Look, let's talk. For those who are vets, we've been through this before. We've seen editions come out and things change. And we've seen what happens when you go to pick up, like, let's say you try to find first edition books now that aren't reprinted. You want originals. They're difficult to find because they're, from the 80s. Same thing's going to happen with 5e. If you're trying to bring more people in your 5e group, those books are going to get harder to find, and we don't know what their digital source is going to look like because, they did their brief, but we don't know exactly what it's going to be, so we want to provide that. That's what Project Black Flag is. I just wanted to clarify that before we play today, because I've had questions at the con, questions here, and I feel like we've had to restate this a few times, and I'm sure we'll put another blog post up on it, and that's the next thing I want to showcase, is our blog post. I don't think I want pleasant tavern music. I'm not in the mood for pleasant tavern music. Let's go with this. So I'm going to go over to our blog post. If you guys have not been to our blog post, we have been posting a lot of content lately. A lot of new stuff. So I'm going to jump over to it and we're going to do a quick discussion. So, because we're going to use some of it today. All right. So let's go over to the info again. So we have talked about a bunch of stuff that is 5e. Right here is the beginning of March 17th, where the playtest packet 2 shows back up that we are, doing Project Black Flag, what packet 2 is, it's available. We talked about the Shoal Gnomes of Midgard, which is our setting piece. TV to Tabletop Wednesday, we did a Hide Monster from Netflix new show. If you haven't seen this, you may see this come up in one of our playtests. Alter Evil, basically making your kind of Jekyll and Hyde kind of feel looking thing. We're going to talk about that, but this is what I would like to use today with our wizard, if we can get to it and talk to it and play. Basically, this is a phase 1 through phase 3 boss fight for tabletop. So you got your phase 1, right, of your lumbering treant and their stats and the things that they can do and their actions and their bonus actions and their layer actions. And remember, last week when we played, or not last week, on our anniversary when we played, we found a map. So this is our map, right? This is from Amalith. They provided this gorgeous map for us to use. It has basically everything that we need for this adventure that we're talking about doing. And I want to use this to showcase this treant fight, because I think this is a pretty good set piece for it. Personally, I think it's a good set piece for it. So that's the game plan on what I want to do with it. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. I feel like I made our PDF just a little too small. I want to make it a little wider. There we go. So that's the game plan for today. We've made our wizard. We're going to pick some spells. And we're going to dive into this concept of the boss fight, right? So there's 3 phases. We may not get through them all. We want to test spells. This is going to be kind of like a flashback of our Kobold wizard Flexus before he becomes strong, or on his journey to become strong. He's going to be level 3. We're going to dive into what he can do. But you can see that there are different phases for him. Hey, bro. Welcome to the party. We're going to be doing an audience play live test today. We got a few finished choices to make for our Kobold wizard. But we're talking about our blog post that we have on boss fights with the treant with its 3 phases. I think this is what we're going to use to kind of play test our Kobold today. Right? Fire, baby. Fire. We're going to need fire. So there's this, right? Pretty cool. We also did Dungeon 23. This is our Spores and Sleep. This is another thing that we did, an homage of 23. We're highlighting community people, and then prompts and ideas for dungeons. Pretty cool. You're a Dungeon 23 fan. If you're not in our Discord, we have a whole section for it. So you can check that out there. And then we're going to back up one more. We talked about... what's this say? Sorry, late to the game. Are the phases going to be in playtest for monsters? I don't know. This is something that we've been testing. We're testing through boss fights on our blog. They may be part of monsters. I mean, look, I hope they are, because I think they're damn sweet. But I don't know. I think it'll be kind of on the feedback that we get from the blog. I can say that the Packet 3 is about monsters, so we'll see how much we see. Oh, gee, thing dropped. Oh, cool. Hey, right place to be, pro. I would definitely say check out our FAQ. There are some places where you can get in on board to discuss how we handle partners with what we're doing. I know we just did our phase 1, and we're going to be doing our phase 2 rollout sometime here, I think in April or May. I'm not 100% sure on that, but definitely go and get things filled out. So if you're interested in doing that, our Kickstarter is going to be in end of May, early June is what we're currently looking at. And that's where you're going to see a lot more. We're going to have one more playtest packet come out, and then we got something special coming out after that. And then playtest packets are going to continue coming out after the Kickstarter all the way up through Gen Con. So we have our... This is big. If you missed this, this is our Diary 2. These are getting written up. I currently believe they're by Celeste, which is our lead designer. And this is the whole, what we've learned from Packet 1, and we kind of broke it down. And then Packet 2, what's new, what we're replacing, and what we're doing. Note to playtesters, changes to classes. This is a big thing. If you have not looked at this blog, just to get yourself up to date, for example, like Pro just joining us, this is the blog to check out. This is the second one that we've done, and this will give you an idea of what you're getting into. So that'll help you out a lot. I like it. And then for those who are new, just to remind you, Project Black Flag is to run parallel with 5e. And our goal is to make something that is not a one-for-one conversion, but something that with minimal work, you can convert your 5e content over to Black Flag and vice versa. For the Swobold fighter we made, I just took a Swobold and slapped the new fighter stuff on top of them. And that's what we did. We're going to do the same thing today with the Kobold stuff, which brings us to our show today, everybody. We're going to talk about our wizard. So let me pull up our character sheet. And I also need to bring up Playtest Packet 2, because we're going to need this for what we're doing today. So Packet 2. We don't need Packet 1. We've done all the work from Packet 1 that we needed. We took the Scholar. That was the background that was available, right? That's very important. And we are going to talk about how we are going to be doing Wizard. There's a lot of changes to Wizard. And I really like a lot of them. And as we found out when we did our last live play test, which you can find over our YouTube if you haven't checked it out yet, we did a 2-3 hour live play of the fighter, and we found out that luck was awesome. That we actually really enjoyed it. People were worried about luck slowing down, how combat went. Some people have concerns about martial classes being able to stockpile luck points, and I like to remind, when you hit 5, if you get another one, you roll a d4 and it resets your luck. And I'm hoping, I don't know this, I can't confirm, but I'm hoping we see other uses of luck for other classes as our playtest expands and we really, dive into, okay, we're keeping this. How do we make it viable for everything? That's how design works. And that's why, those feedbacks like, hey, are we going to see other things for class, are important as you fill out those playtest packets. So let's look at what we got here. This is playtest packet 2, right? But we've also got our wizard in the background here that I'll showcase. So playtest packet 2 had a lot of stuff in it, and we are going to scroll all the way down to where we're at. And we're going to go over the bullet points of what we have added for our wizard, our Kobold wizard. And we're going to talk about how we want to do this today and how we want to add things to them. So if we look at the wizard in general, you got your, let's get past this. We got to go all the way down here. This is our wizard class. There's a whole bunch of new things that have been added. This is only levels 1 through 8 for this glimpse into this packet. Wizards as Adventurers. There are some cool pieces and some things I want to remind people that are big changes. Armor and weapons and tools, there's none. But I'd like to remind people, depending on what you pick up as your arcane tradition at 3rd level, you see some of those things get filled back out. So even in just these 2 traditions that we have access to here, we have the Battle Mage, right? Well, the Battle Mage does get some of that back. They get, I think, martial weapons, if I remember correctly. So you're going to get a hold of some of the things that you are used to seeing in Wizard because you flex what your Wizard's like by 3rd level when you pick up these abilities or these traditions. We did not go with Battle Wizard. We wanted to do something different. We already got our Swobold, who's a fighter and can rock and kick a lot of ass. So we went with Wizard and we did the Cantrip Adept. We're 3rd level, so we have these first 2 abilities. Arcane Alacrity, and we have Cantrip Polymath. Those are the 2 abilities you see on screen here. And these are the things that we're going to try to test today, at least once each, if not more, when we're playing. But you guys are going to make those decisions, not me. So reminder, I'm not the one making these decisions, right? It's up to you. So those are the things we got to talk about. You gain 2 cantrips of your choice. So, wrong one. Whenever you cast an arcane cantrip that has a cast time of an action, you can change the cast time to a bonus action for that casting. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. And you gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So for us, we're going to get to use this twice. That means that we could cast a cantrip, right? And then we can make it a bonus action so we can still cast a spell, allowing you to kind of double down on those moments or cast a cantrip and attack. Okay? Pretty cool. Make us really good at cantrips. And then we got Cantrip Polymath. This is really cool. You gain 2 cantrips of your choice from any circle spell list. Circles now are kind of like how we solve the problem of having to explain levels. So instead of going, oh, there's a level 8 magic. I'm level 8. I can cast out level 8 magic. You're like, no. There's rings of magic, and your levels of spell casting come out of those. So that's kind of what that means, just for a quick recap. So they count arcane circle cantrips. They don't count against your number of cantrips you know. In addition, any cantrip you can learn or can cast from any other source, such as from a lineage or talent, counts as an arcane circle cantrip for you. This means you can take cantrips outside of the normal realm of what a wizard can get, which is pretty cool. So those are important. There are talents as well, and we're going to go over to our Hanz Flexus, our Kobold Scholar. This is our Kobold here. Here's his stats we did. He's got really high intelligence because the dice were messed up in chat, and I said, screw it, we're keeping it. We have our skills selected, our proficiency bonus, our speed. We have all the basic stuff in here, right? It's a form-fill PDF I slapped together so we can have something. Did I accidentally put something here? What is that? Let me zoom in a touch. I don't know what that is. Something's here. Huh. I'll have to look at that. It looks like one of our fonts messed up. I'll have to fix that later. But not pertinent. We all know what these are. These are hit dice and stuff like that. But we have our death saves. We can click on and off. We have D6 hit die. We have this here, which is that is how many we've used. And then this is the max that we can use per day because we're 3rd level. This is say current hit points. This should say max hit points. Something happened with this font. But we can adjust that later. Or maybe I'll adjust it while we're playing. When we scroll down, we have Common and Draconic, Arcane Spellcasting, Arcane Recovery, and that's really cool. Let's go back to our playtest here, everybody. Arcane Recovery is pretty sweet. Since we're a 3rd level wizard, we get a couple of things that are important, and we did specialize in transmutation. So Arcane Spellcasting is exactly what you think it is. We can cast spells. Arcane Recovery, though, is the thing I'm super happy about in Project Black Flag for this playtest, and I really hope we keep it or expand upon it because I think it makes wizards feel like they don't tap out as fast, because that's the biggest problem with playing a wizard. I feel like you tap out and you can't rememorize spells or gain castings back. So in this version, you have spells that you know as a wizard. You have so many castings that you can cast, and you just cast those slots as spells. For example, like if you have a bunch of 3rd level spell slots, but you only had one 3rd level spell, you're just casting the same 3rd level spell over and over, and that may not be suitable for the day. So instead, you have the spells that you have. We reduce how many spells you can cast in a day, but we give you the ability to recuperate those spells by taking a rest. So here you can see at first level was the Arcane Recovery. You've learned to regain some of your magical energy by studying your spellbook once per day. When you finish a short rest, you can choose expended spell slots to recover. This spell slots can have a combined ring total equal to or less than half your wizard level rounded up. So you can get a couple of spells back. And none of the recovered spell slots can be from the 6th ring or higher. So basically your lower level ones, you can get it. Their example is if you're a 4th level wizard, you can recover up to 2 rings worth of spell slots. You can recover either a single 2nd level spell slot or a 2 1st level spell slots. So you can kind of go, man, I really casted those 1st level spells slot today. Let's get some more of those slots back. Right? Pretty simple. Not hard. We also have Magic Sense, which is basically detect magic. And I would like to point out it's not a ritual anymore, because that's normally what Detect Magic kind of became, was a ritual casting. Instead, we're just saying, why the hell would wizards not be able to see magic? Like, that's their job. It's what they do. So you got your Detect Magic, 2nd level spell, you get it. All the normal things that are blocked by stuff. No. I can't pause for 15 minutes, bro. So that's how that works, but this will go to YouTube on Friday. So I'll tell you, your timestamp is 33 minutes in, and you can come back and pick up on that if you need to later on. But it'll be up on Friday in case you miss it, or it'll still be on Twitch as well, but I poured it over to YouTube. So that's pretty cool. Our Arcane Tradition, if we go back over to our Kobold Wizard, we have Magic Sense 3 times a day per long rest, right? We have our Arcane Recovery. We have our Arcane Tradition. If we go back over, Arcane Tradition, we picked the Cantrip Adept in this playtest out of the 2 that are available. That's what we got. Welcome, Adventures. And then we have our... we decided to specialize in Transmutation because he wants to be swole. He wants to be the swole ball, but he's just a regular kobold, right? So Arcane Tradition, and then we specialize. So we go to Arcane Tradition. You go through, you got the battle one. And we said, nah, we don't want that. We want Cantrip Adept. So we took the Cantrip Adept. Boom. We got our Polymath as well. We got that. And then you get to pick talents. So we went through the talents, all the magical things. There's Magical Fortitude. There is Ritualist, which makes you really good at ritual casting. And we went, no, we love Specialist Wizards. Let's do Specialist. And as you get more talents, you could pick this up. I think it was like up to 9 times, if I remember, which is every school. If that's all you wanted to do, right? So we did Transmutation, which means whenever you cast a spell from that school that requires you to make an attack roll, we get a +1 to hit. So it makes our cantrip casting better, right? With Transmutation spells, if there is any. Whenever you cast a spell from a school that requires a target to make a save versus your spell, the DC increases by 1, making our DCs a little better, which if you look, and I haven't put our spells in because we're going to pick them today. I'm going to pick our spell list. And this is what our wizard's going to look like, by the way. This is from one of our couriers that we put out. And I'll zoom in. I just thought it was a dope looking piece. I was like, yeah, this is going to be Hanz Flexus. I mean, this guy obviously is a tryhard. He really wants to be special. Look at him. Look at this gold scaled little bastard. He's so awesome. So he is Flexus for this purpose of what we're playing. I love the candles, the fire, the smoke, the tattered robes. He survived being in the dungeon that we found him in. Just seemed appropriate to me. Okay, so we're gonna scroll down. I filled out none of this information because if we decide canon on his backstory or his adventuring motivations, because we know nothing about him, which means I want us to develop that as we play. And then down here, I only filled out the base necessities, and we're going to fill out the rest of this stuff for him. And we're going to pick his cantrips. We're going to pick his abilities. These are all clickable on the PDF. We're going to have form fill here, if we need form fill as well. And we'll fill out his slots, his expended slots, and all that kind of jazz, and get him ready to rock and roll. Okay? So he has a high spellcasting ability because his int so high. He's got a 6. So technically speaking, it's a 6. But his DC for Transmutation is a 17. So we're going to put that there, right? And his proficiency bonus is a 2. But because of what's going on, I'm going to say a 3. And I'm going to put a T3 so we know it's for Transmutation. That's just for us. So we remember the transmutation has higher spells or higher DCs and higher bonuses to hit. All right. Everyone on board? This all makes sense so far, right? Nothing too special. So we go back into here. We've picked that. We have everything. There is some technical talents. This is the circles of magic, which I was describing before. What is a spell? There are circles. There's arcane, divine, primordial, weird circle, and those are spell rings and spell slots and how they work. This is important. We're going to need this today, everybody. While casters can know many spells and prepare a specific number of them, these abilities are useless unless the caster has the energy to fuel them. Spell slots are an abstraction of this amount. The energy to fuel them, spells are an abstraction of this amount. Energy with the caster capable of expending to fuel spells from different rings of magic. A caster has used all of their spell slots is spent, both physically and mentally, incapable of channeling energy to fuel any additional spells. Each spellcasting class includes a table showing how many spell slots each ring a character can use at each level. As you increase in power, you gain the energy to cast spells from higher rings and the energy to cast more spells from lower rings. So similar to what we're used to. To replenish the spell slots, you must complete a short or long rest. Each class has specifies which type of rest and how many slots are regained. So we have that ability to short rest, and we'll get one back. I think it was round down. We'll double check it. The rest represents time needed to recover from the immense, toll of casting spells. So that's what we have. Our known spells, our prepared spells, our cantrips, our rituals, yada, yada, yada. Casting and armor, we're not wearing any, so it doesn't matter. Elements of spell. This we'll break into when we cast some spells in case we need to look things up. We kind of have the roughs here. These are our cantrips, right? These are our first rings. This is our second ring. And that's our spells because we're only third level. We're going to pick from these. We're going to get ourselves our transmutations. We're going to get ourselves all the things that we need to be a transmutation wizard. We'll probably pick up some fire. And then we got to think, our cantrips, we have things outside that we can pick up of our normal circle. So what I would like to do as a test is I'm going to dip us into Warlock. I'm going to give us Eldritch Blast. What do you guys think about that? Because isn't Eldritch Blast, isn't it a cantrip? Am I right in saying that? I'm pretty sure I am. Because if so, yup. If so, we're gonna put this through the paces. We're gonna give our wizard Eldritch Blast. You know what I'm saying? So, that's our PBF Wizard review. Before we get into the audience play, everybody, let's flesh out our wizard. All right? So, I have this pulled up. We know these are the spells. What page is this? 17? Let's remember 17, everybody. Let's look at, we got to finish building out our spell slots. This should be pretty quick. So, we're going to scroll all the way back up. Franz. So we're going to go all the way up. We're going to pump our wizard up. We get 3 cantrips. We're going to get more than that, right? We're third level. So we get 3. We know 2 rituals, 4, 2. So 3, I'll say 3, 4, 2. So we're going to go like this. Scroll down to our wizard. We know we get 3 of these, right? 3. So I'm just going to go 1, 2. Oops, didn't mean double that. 3. We're going to get bonus ones. We know we have 1, 2 that we can cast, basically, I think is what it was, right? Let's go look again. 4, 2. So go over here. So we'll put 4 blocks here. I'm just doing this so we can quick build it, right? We do that. So that's our total slots. 2 and 4, just to remind us what we got, how many we expended, and that's our total slots that we have. Pretty good. So, let's look at how many spells we have. I think that's important, right? The wizard progression table shows how many spell slots you have available. We did that. To do so, choose a number of wizard spells from your spellbook equal to int modifier plus your wizard level. Okay. So we get 6. So we get 9. We get 9. Wow. Number of wizard spells from your spellbook equal to your int modifier plus wizard level. Minimum of 1. These spells must be of a ring in which you have spell slots. For example, if you're a 3rd level wizard, you have 4 first ring and 2 second ring spell slots. With an intelligence score of 16, your list of prepared spells can include 6 spells of first ring or second ring, or anything in between. Holy shit. So we don't have dedicated first and second level amounts. We pick and choose how many we want. Okay. So we can prepare 9 spells. This character sheet's going to need a spot for prepared spells. How many? I'm going to mark this down, sorry. How many prepared? I'm writing on my desk. I got a big dry erase desk. How many prepared spells? Okay, that's pretty dope. On character sheet. That's something that is definitely missing that is important. I mean, what do you think? All you wizard casters that are out there, what do you guys think about that being a thing? Like, the fact that you're not limited to how many castings that you get. Like that, I mean, basically, if I'm reading this correctly, that means that we have, this is how many we know. We know 3 cantrips, we know 4 first level spells, we know 2 second level spells before we put anything in our spellbook, before we pay the moolah to add anything. And then we just go, what do we need today? Fuck it. It's all second level spells. Let's rock and roll. We're traveling. I want nothing but second level spells today because that's where all my like utility spells are. And we need utility today. And I know everyone's going to go, well, everyone's just going to do their highest level spells. That's not true because you only get 2 and that really isn't that many. Dude, I'm a wizard. I mean, I got the hat. I'm a wizard fan. So this makes me hella happy. I know Kelly in the audience plays some, KJ plays some wizards once in a while. I'm sure she loves that concept. It almost makes me wonder what the sorcerer is going to look like. Anyway, I haven't seen it. That's me thinking out loud. Skip this song. All right. So we know that that's a thing. Right. Yeah. Stock up on level 1 spells that do more damage when cast at higher levels. Right. That's also something you can do. Especially if you're supposed to be a master and understand magic and fundamental. I'm curious like how upcasting is going to work and things like that. We have our spellbook rules over here as well, you can see. So this is pretty cool. So anyway, back into the meat. We know, I'm going to write this down. We know we have 9, and then we know we are at, I just want to write it so I have it here so I have to flip back and forth, right? So we know we have 9, and know we have 3, and then R2, and then we have 4-2, right? This is so as we're picking things, we can look at that. We have 9 castings. And this is known. Very different. No intelligence score modifier. Instead, we get more castings. Thanks, man. I've had a beard for a long time. Not painted in. This is just age and stress. The white of age and stress. So let's look at then the next part. We talked about this. So here's their breakdown, right? Let's look at the breakdown. I'm even going to zoom in on this, I think. So I think this is kind of important. We're going to cut off that other column. I'm going to make it a little bigger for everybody. Can you guys all read that? I think that looks pretty fair. Yeah, that's pretty fair. For example, if you're a 3rd level wizard and you have 4 first ring and 2 second ring spell slots, with intelligence of 16, we're going to read this again. Your list of prepared spells can include 6 spells of first or second or any combination chosen from your spell book. If you prepared the first ring spell Magic Missile, you can cast it using your first ring or second ring. Fuck. Are you serious? You can cast it using your first ring or second ring spell slot. So like, let's say we have 10 spells that we have in our spell book. We can allot memory the 4 spells that we have. Magic Missile's one of them. And we go, I'm going to take 2 second level spell slots for the day and 4 first level spell slots for the day. We can upcast our Magic Missile just by having that memorized. You can change your spell list of prepared spells when you finish a long rest. Preparing a new list of spells requires time spent studying your spell book and memorizing the incantations and gestures you must make to cast the spell. At least 1 minute per spell ring for each spell on your list. That's a good breakdown. That's easy math. Like if you were in a rush, technically you could not even memorize all your spells for the day. And this doesn't even say anything other than finish a long rest. Does that mean that I could sit and change my spells through the day? Like if we're in a rush, we're leaving, someone's kicking the door and it wakes us up. I say, hold the door, I need a minute. I memorize 1 spell, first level for us. And we bounce and we get out of the room like expeditious retreat. Let's just say that's what it is. And we run out the door and then we get away from them. Can I then take the extra minutes that are needed to finish memorizing those spells? Spells when you finish a long rest. I wonder if you can break down. This is a very detail-y, bending rules question, but I would love if you could. I liked when you could leave spell slots open and like change spells. That'd be cool if you could still do that. Or if there's maybe a talent for it later on, like empty memory, and you swap a spell for the day. That'd be cool too. Intelligence is your spell casting stat. We already know that. The DCs are 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your int modifier. I already did all that crap for us. Ritual casting. As a wizard, you have access to special training, long-form spell called a ritual. You do not need to prepare rituals to cast. You don't have to expend a spell slot, nothing. First level, you choose 1 ritual of your choice. We have 2 because we're 3rd. From the Arcane Circle ritual list, you learn additional arcane rituals of your choice at higher levels, as shown in the rituals known column. Wizard progression table. Each ritual spell you learn must be of a ring for which you have spell slots, as shown on the wizard progression table. Rituals do not count against your number of spells. Okay, cool. This is all normal stuff. We got our rules for like memorizing new spells or learning new spells, adding our spell book. I think what we do is we pick our spells, everybody. Right? Let's rock and roll. All right. We know we are a transmuter. I think we take mending and message because it only makes sense to take these spells for ourselves because this is something that we would do, right? Boom. We delete that. We got it. I'm going to go over this one. I'm going to take message. And I'm putting them at the top because we know there are spells. Instead of being alphabetical, we know these are transmutation. We know these are focuses. All right? I think we take prestidigitation. It's a killer spell. Again, specialist. I think this makes a lot of sense. If anyone disagrees with me, let me know. Ooh, did I not select the whole thing? I did. It is too large. So we're going to cut transmutation down like this. I'm just going to do this. And we all know what that is. Boom. So prestidigitation, we got it. So that's 3 spells. 3 cantrips. Now, we are special. We can take transmutation from other rings. Unfortunately, we don't have anything in here. So I'm going to go over to this. We're going to pull up roll 12. How do I want to do this? Let's just pull up 5e cantrips. Okay. I'm going to pull up all of our 5e cantrips. I will do it through we'll do it through roll 20 because we work with them. Why not just pull up that? So let's go over to that really quick. I'm going to close this piece out. Done. Let's pull up our Chrome. So this is our 5e spells. We want cantrips. So let's look at cantrips. We don't do by level. Let's scroll down here. Can we do it by just cantrips? All of them? Why is this hard to read? Let's refresh this. It's really hard to read. Is it hard to read for you guys too? It's like blacked out. Weird. See if refreshing it does anything for us. If not, I'll go find a new source. I don't have time to dick around. What is this music? You arrive at a tavern. It's not liking this. Not liking this at all. I'm gonna close it, and we'll just pick a new one. I want 5e cantrips. We'll pull up Wikidot. I think Wikidot has them all listed. Yeah, it does. All right, we'll just go here. Go to a good old wiki, everybody. Ads and all, baby. So we know we can do cantrips. I want cantrips only. Do you guys think we take Eldritch Blast? I think we take it and abuse it. Don't you? Yeah, me too. It loads so fast and it's good on the phone. I was just trying to, check out that and see if I could select them, but I think we Eldritch Blast. Power, yeah, it gives you a constant blast. Remember, it's a bonus action. We could slap that thing into a bonus action and go, boom, blast somebody and then cast another spell twice. So, I think we Eldritch Blast. It's Evo. Let's go back to our character sheet here. I'll just fill it in really quick. Eldritch Blast. I'll put Evo. It is what, one action? So I'll put 1A here so we know it's 1A. What's Prestidigitation? Is that 1A as well? And is Mending and Message? So let's look at these. Mending, Touch. What's the cast time? Mending is 1 minute. Okay. I just want to abbreviate some of these so we have them. Message is 1 action. Okay. I'm a new fan of EB. What's EB? Eldritch Blast? Oh, yeah, me too. Split Eldritch Blast. If KJ's here, she's playing a caster that has Eldritch Blast on my Dragonlance show that I'm doing, right? And she just got Twin Blast, and she's just bombing people right now. It does. Force damage is ruthless, man. Force damage is... You don't mess around with force damage. You do not. You will die. So I need to go back to our playtest. I want to look up Cantrip Wizard here really quick. I think it was page 9. And what I want to look at is if we just get 2. Yes, but remember, Cantrip Adept is special. So here, let's go back to this really quick, everybody. The Cantrip Adept is special. We get to pick things outside of our circle of magic. And we have a thing in here for like breaking down what circle something would be in. I kind of wonder, we already picked one out of our wheelhouse. Maybe we pick another one out of our wheelhouse that doesn't normally fit. Because this guy was trapped. He's picked up a Leyline spell and some demon stuff from Deep Magic 2. We had people submit spells and we have those. I'm thinking maybe a Cleric Cantrip. Because if you look here, it says 2 cantrips of your choice from any circle spell list. Any. So I think we take a look at... Pull Chrome back up. I think we take a look at Wizard or Cleric ones, maybe. What do you guys think? I think cantrips for Clerics would be pretty dope. Like, do we have a way to break these down by class? Let's do or Druid. What about Druid? Does Druid have any good ones? Or Bard? I mean, is there another Warlock one? We already picked one from Warlock, right? I'm wondering if we can get something else. Or Paladin? So let's think about the character. He wants to be big. He wants to be strong. He has only got a con of 8. His goal is to be like the Swobold. What other thing could we give him to make him feel whole? To make him feel... Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame. Let's click this. Flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see with range. The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. It's evocation. Do we have a transmutation one? Is there a transmutation that we can get? Let's look at, let's just look at transmutation ones, just in case, because remember, we're a specialist. It doesn't mean we have to do it. Primal Savagery. Shape Water. Shillelagh. Shillelagh is an amazing spell. That would allow us just to pound on people. We have Mending already. We already have Mending. We have Mending and Message. Thorn Whip. Also cool. We don't have to do that. I was just curious. What is 5e Shillelagh Light? Like, is it good? It lasts a minute. It's a bonus action to cast. The wood of a club or quarterstaff. Well, we're not good with weapons, so this is a bad idea. We don't have any training in weapons. Not worth it. I am leaning towards Sword Burst. What? What is this? Is dope. This is super cool. It gives us an aura. No, you're fine, Frog. No worries. No worries. This might not be a bad spell, because this would keep things off of us as a weak wizard. We have Eldritch Blast to shoot people at range. What's up, King? This would keep us protected, right? What do you think? Bash, we're currently trying to pick a cantrip outside of our normal arcane cantrips, because in Project Black Flag, if you're a cantrip adept, you can pick 2 cantrips from anywhere. For some reason, this comment made me think of when I was on my lunch break and I was like, I gotta go back. So, I don't know. I think Sacred Flame is winning out for me. I think we do it. I think we go with Sacred Flame. I'm in. Sacred Flame it is. We need an Evo. We need an evocation, right? So, like right now, we have... Take this away. We have Mending. We have Prestidigitation. We have Eldritch Blast. And then, so do we want another Evo? Or do we want something else? So, I'm going to put a vote up, I think. I think I'm going to do a vote for you all on this one, because I think that makes the most sense in my mind, is to give us a vote. You guys want to vote? We'll vote on the spell. 1 second. We're going to go to the dashboard, and I'll give us a little votey vote. I like votes. I think they're fun. New poll. Last cantrip. Do we want Sacred Flame? Do we want... Let me go back and look at the list here. Sacred Flame. Do we want Sword Burst, which I just like the name. Sword Burst. Do we want... Remember, we got spells from a demon creature. Actually, we got spells from a Wizard of Mammon. So that's where stuff came from, right? Do we want Poison Spray? Right, and we are a gold-looking bronze dragon creature. We haven't decided yet. That's up to us. We haven't made that decision. Do we want... what is another one? We already got a big blaster. We got Eldritch Blast. I don't know if we need another hardcore one, but Sacred Flame could be cool. Thorn Whip. That was the other one. Thorn Whip. I like Thorn Whip as well. I'm going to take out Poison Spray. I think that's used too often. Thorn Whip is the other one I think I really like. And then... I think that's it. We're just going to go with the 3. We're going to go with the 3. So, boom. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. This is a quick decision. Polls up. Thorn Whip is cool. I mean, we'll look at it real quick while everyone's voting. So, I'll pull up our Chrome again. We'll look at Thorn Whip. It is great. Again, it's giving us something outside of the normal realm. Create a long vine-like whip covered in thorns that lashes out at your command towards a creature in range. Make a melee spell attack roll against. I mean, this is dope. Holy shit, it's transmutation. We're a transmutation specialist. We get an extra bonus to hit with this. I think this is a given. Look, I'm putting my vote in. I want Thorn Whip. I think 100%. Votes up. Check it. I think that makes the most sense for this character. Like, I didn't notice that it was transmutation. And that makes it, to me, make the most sense. Because we're, doubling down on our casting style. And for a reminder, for us, we are a specialist in transmutation, right? So this is what we get as a specialist, is that vote's going through, everyone. We get a bonus to attack rolls. We get a bonus to our DCs. If you use a spellbook to cast your spells, the gold and time you must spend copying a spell from a school into your spellbook is halved. Genius. And it's ranged melee. Yes, yes. Fucking A right. 100%. I like that. We'll see what the vote says, though. I mean, right now it is all in for Thorn Whip. We are all in. Also, did you see my creepy little, mage back here? Well, it's funny you mentioned that, right? It's funny you mentioned that. This is an action to cast. It's instantaneous. Technically speaking, we could use our ability to cast it as a bonus action and then cast it again. We could technically dual whip somebody. No joke. Just saying. Welcome to Project Black Flag. So, we've done that. We're done with those abilities. Now we need to pick our first level stuff. So let's go back to page 17, everybody. Okay? Page 17. First ring magics. We get 4 spells. We get 4. What do we want here? We get 4. We need a transmutation, right? Is there any transmutation? Long Strider. Feather. You got to have Featherfall. This isn't even a question. Featherfall is a must, right? Boom. Featherfall. Transmutation. It's done. Gotta have that. Right? All right, so we'll go to our first level spells. I'll put it over on Wiki. We'll pull over to there in a minute just so we can look through it. But Featherfall is a must for us. If I remember correctly, too, 5e Featherfall is a reaction cast. So, yep, 1 reaction. So that's cool. We have a spell that's a reaction cast. We don't have one. I like that. Let's flip back over. We could do Jump or Long Strider. Which one do you all like more? I think we take one of those. Jump or Long Strider? Yeah, agreed. Yep, Shield's reaction too. I have something to show you all, by the way. We're going to get into that, King. There is something amazing that they added into this that I want to show y'all. But first, we'll get our spells, and I'll jump back to it. Long Striders come into play with my personal experience. Yeah, I think so. Because as a wizard, I'm just going to take Spider Climb instead of Jump. You know what I mean? But he does want to be athletic. He does want to be super strong. So maybe, technically speaking, maybe Jump's actually good too. What does Long Strider do? Let's just take a quick look. Maybe that'll help us with our decision making here. Right? And then we're going to... Where are we at? Long Strider. Boom. Let me take us over for it. Okay. You touch a creature, the target speed increases by 10 foot, and the spell ends. Pretty quick. You don't need Detect Magic. Bash. You can just do it as a wizard. X amount of times a day. Don't even need Detect Magic anymore. And it's an action. It's not even a ritual cast. So on Project Black Flag, covered. You just get it as a wizard. Because why in the hell do I need to take a spell for it? Magic Missile, though. I do like Magic Missile, especially with how spellcasting works in Black Flag. So this is kind of cool. You get an extra 10. Jump triples the touch creature's jump distance for 1 minute. I like Longstrider more. I think so we can outrun things as a Kobold, scurry through holes, do things like that. I think Longstrider makes more sense. I'm on that page with everybody. Right? So let me pull this back up. I'm gonna do Longstrider. Let's go back over. Yes. Longstrider. Transmutation. What's our cast time on that, everybody? What's our cast time? Is Longstrider reaction? Where are you at? Accidentally go back in oops. Longstrider. You've been caught in the one action. All right. So now we need a combat one. We got 2 transmutations. I think those are good. Does anyone have a favorite, like, damage dealing? We have Eldritch Blast as a wizard because we could dip in and add 2 other cantrips. So we kind of got our, like, banger. Is there any other really, like, must-need spells? I love the idea of shield. I think it's very important. It's a reaction. I think we could use the AC. I think this is something we look at. Chromatic Orb is classic. Remember, let's think about the caster. He's transmutation. He's I'll show his artwork for everybody. This is our wizard. If we're theming around our wizard, he's this guy's. This gold dragon-looking character. He's got like a candle torch with key rings all over it. He's from the Grand Labyrinth. He was studying some of the demonic spells from a Lord of Mammon. What spells would theme our boy? And he wants to be strong. He wants to be like his new comrade, Swollbald. What do we give this guy as another 2 first level spells that match that? That match that feel. Like, I think Witch Bolt is a great spell. I think if he's supposed to be strong, I think Shield to make him so he doesn't get killed is easy. Great spell. I think Enlarge. Is Enlarge on here? Or is that second level? That's second level, right? We're gonna have to give him Enlarge, everybody, eventually. Dissonant Whispers, great spell for the demon feel. This might be good. Dissonant Whispers is great. Right? It has to be Arcane. It has to be Arcane for this stuff. A Rebuke type spell? Maybe. Is there a Concentration spell? Is potential for long-term damage? Might not be a bad idea for us. Is a Cantrip caster? I like the idea of the Evil Whispers to make people take 3d6 psychic damage. That would give us a new damage type. So here, I'm going to get a poll ready. We'll take the 2 highest. Okay, so I'm going to put Dissonant Whispers. Because of the damage type. I think that's a great concept. Oh, shit. We can't take it. It's a Bard. I'm an idiot. Can't take it. It's a Bard. No wonder why I was so excited. It's one of my favorite things. What do we have in here? Witch Bolt. What's Witch Bolt under? Let's go back to our first level spells. Witch Bolt. Yeah, you're human. Yeah, I know. I'm actually not upset. I'm just talking. Let's go look at Witch Bolt. Warlock Wizard. I like Witch Bolt. Let's put that on here as a possible. Okay, boom. What's another one we want? I'm going to scroll all the way up. We're a dragon. Do we want like a breath weapon of acid? Arcane weapon? Ooh. Would this help us? I'm not opposed by this. That's Artificer. Can't do it. Any other ones that people are seeing here? Color Spray. I like Chromatic Orb. I'm going to put that on the list. I love chromatic spells. I had a whole chromatic caster. And we're a dragon type, as a kobold. Unseen Servant. Great spell. Great spell. Great for distractions too, things like that. I've used that a lot in the past. And I think shield. So the ones I want to put in the spell list, we're gonna take the top 2 votes. I'll break ties. Well, you want to put absorb energy on there? Put absorb energy. Okay, that's all 5. That's all I can put in a vote. So we got Witch Bolt, Chromatic Orb, Unseen Servant, Shield, Absorb Energy. We're gonna make it to where I'm gonna allow additional votes. Do I want to do that? No. I'll just do 2-minute and I'll take the top 2. So vote for your favorite and I'll take the top 2. Poll started. I personally, absolutely, I think I want Chromatic Orb. I'm voting for Chromatic Orb. Everybody else put your votes in. We'll take the top 2. While we're doing that, I'm going to bump us back over here. We're going to look back at our character sheet here. We're going to have to do 2nd level spells too, right? We're going to have to do 2nd levels. So I'm going to switch us over here to 2nd level while we're waiting for that to flow through. I wish you could just see these by the wizard. I'm just going to click this because maybe, yeah, there we go. We're going to 2nd level, wizard spell list. What do we think is good? I love Cloud of Daggers, but we need transmutation. Oh, alter self, right? We want to be a big boy. That's a good one. I like that. Earthbind, awesome spell. And we're giving him 2 free spells, by the way. He's going to have 2 spells that he normally doesn't have. Enlarge and reduce. I think enlarge is a must. He's a transmutation wizard. Let's say, side note, while waiting for the pool, can't wait to see what the Dice Tower fish. I know. I'm gonna. My goal is to start it this weekend. So he was at Gary Con with me. I'll give you guys a little rundown. Have you guys seen it? That's out in the car. I have to go get it out of the car. Should I go grab it out of the car so you guys can see it? Should I go run outside? So basically, this lovely human being, we went to go see the D&D movie because part of Gary Con is we could go see the D&D movie, right? And I wanted the dragon head popcorn bucket. I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's of the fat dragon, the fat red dragon. He just gorges himself, and it's a popcorn bucket. I want to turn it into a dice tower. And I would like to add a smoke option to it. I can just probably pull it up, actually. Hold on here. D&D movie, red dragon, popcorn bucket. Okay, I can just find it here. I'll just show you this way. This will be easier. Let me go back over to our page. So we'll pull up Chrome. This one. So I got one of these because he picked it up for me. And the head opens like so. So I'll make it into a back, like a big dice roller. That's my game plan. It's super fun. I was like, I gotta do it. So anyway, that's what he was talking about. I'm excited to do it too. So I have the wizard spells up here, just so you all can see them. This is our 2nd level stuff. What do we got for a poll, though? It looks like we're getting a few results. We are getting Witch Bolt and Chromatic Orb. Let's rock and roll, everybody. So let's go back to our character sheet here. I'm going to fill these out. You guys can kind of look through those. Chromatic Orb. Witch Bolt. What music we listen to now? Let's go back to discography. Let's go to volume 2. We have that, and then we have Witch Bolt. Those are done. What are you guys thinking for 2nd level? Then I think we got everything after this. To be honest, we get to play. This is tough. We need transmutation. Let's get one. Well, I picked up one transmutation already. Picked up one for us. And we're also going to have access to something else. Here, I'm going to switch the page that we're on here so you guys can't see the day's adventure. I'm going to take us to our... What was it? This one? We're just gonna go to a white page where you guys can't see anything. Just because I don't want to ruin some fun coming up for you. And I want to go to our notes, and I'm gonna pull up the spells that I added here. We have 2 spells. These are the ones from our live show. What's up? Here's what they are. I'm gonna pull up our Chrome again. So he's also gonna get Ley Light Chains. We're just gonna give this to him. This is from the backer GM Toolbox. And then we're gonna give him Fists from Hell. And this is from DigiL X64. So it's a first level evocation he's gonna get. I just want to point out that he is going to have these spells, right? Because he got them from that Lord, what was it? Lord of Mammon. So he has Fist from Hell. This is going to be Evo, and it is 1 action. So he'll be able to cast this. He's going to get Chains, which is a 2nd level. So he's getting basically two spells that he has scribed into his book. And we'll have to decide if we have them for the day. Ley Chain is awesome, by the way. Ley Chain. And that's going to be Enchantment. Right? Enchant. And then that is also 1 action. So he's going to get those as well because we're giving him those. So we need 1 other 2nd level spell. 1 other 2nd level spell. We have Enlarge and Reduce. Got 1 more we need. This is hard, everybody. Do we want something defensive? Do we want like Mirror Image to stay alive? Or do we want something that makes us want Magic Weapon? I mean, we really don't attack with a weapon. Knock, giving us that strong idea. We're like knocking doors open. Like blowing doors open. Alter Self as Transmutation. Because we're not going to be able to pick locks. That's why I always like Knock as a wizard. Let's look at Alter Self. Okay. Alter Self. Oh, yeah. Because it does allow us to have, like, aquatic adaptation, natural weapons. Yes. I think that's good. I think that's good. Natural weapons. So, Diomedes, what's up, buddy? I'm going to show you something on why I'm not sure I want to give him shield yet, and I'll show you. But I think I agree with Alter Self. It's Transmutation. We're Transmutation Specialists. This is our stuff. Let's take it. Let's take Alter Self. Right? So I'm actually going to, just so these 2 top ones are alphabetized for us, I'm going to go like that. We're going to give them Alt. What's the cast time for Alteration? 1 action. Wow, okay. 1 action. And then let's look at Witch Bolt. Witch Bolt is 1 action. And I believe it is Evo, right? Evo, yep. Okay. I just want to get these in. Evo. Evo. 1 action. Okay, we got another one. Boom. Chromatic Orb. Let's go check out Chromatic Orb. What do we got for Chromatic Orb? That's under 1st level. And Chromatic Orb, Evo. I remember most of these, but I always like to look. And is it casting time 1 action as well and concentration? Yep. So 1 action. Okay. And then Witch Bolt was 1 action. Okay, we got all these down. We're good there. We're good there. And we need Reduce and Enlarge. Reduce and Enlarge. I think it's under Enlarge, actually. What am I saying? I do want to look at this. It's Transmutation. It's 1 action. And it's 1 action. I'm curious to see how this is going to affect us. Doubles in all dimensions. Its height, weights multiplied by 8. Growth increases the size by 1 category from medium to large. There isn't enough room. Okay. All right. That's all the normal stuff. Okay. The only other thing I wanted to do is I want to get us our Kobold stuff. Eric, I was thinking about you the other night. I've started streaming. I'm doing a reading stream where we read classical works and then build locals, NPCs, or monster based on what we read. That's super cool. That's awesome. Drop me if you're following me on Twitter, either DM me or in Twitch here. Drop me a link. I'll come check you out sometime. Let's see here. I think that's everything. Right? Let's go back over to our character sheet. So we've given them all the stuff, and the thing that keeps getting said is shield. right? So I'm just going to give it to him. I'm going to say he studied it somewhere. Like, look, dude, this wizard needs to protect himself. Let's give him shield. Let's just do it. He found it somewhere. It was in a spell book. He's 3rd level. There's no reason he wouldn't have been able to pick it up by now. He's got it. So let's do that. Drop it in Twitch, because it's going to get lost in chat right now. So give it to me in a private message so I can find it. Because this will get lost in chat by the end. All right, so we got this. What was shield? Shield, I think, is abjuration. Abjuration, 1 reaction. But I am interested in seeing that. I love new concepts for shows. 1 action. So, or sorry, 1 reaction. All right. So we have our spells. We know we can have 4 memorized. We can have 2 of these. We have 2 extra cantrips. What did we take? Shit. What was the other cantrip? We get 3 to start, right? Well, hold on a minute. My dumbass. Did I not write down our other cantrips? Hold on here. Did I mess this up? I don't think so. We get 3 and we get 2 Thorn Whip. That's what it was, wasn't it? Thorn Whip was the other one. Cantrips, and we're gonna go to cantrips. We want all spells. Can I look it up here somewhere? I'm gonna zip back here. I'm an idiot. I don't know why I didn't write this down. Thorn Whip, and it is transmutation. I totally forgot to do this. This is my fault. It's a transmutation. And is this a bonus action? 1 action. Okay, even better. All right. Now we're done. I'm going to save this, just, you know how Adobe Acrobat likes to crash everybody. So we have all our stuff. We have all of our abilities. We have all of our spells. We are ready to rock. Now, remember I said I wanted to talk to you about shield? This is why. That's a Battle Mage feature. Oh, wrong one. Where are you at? There is a talent that is super cool. It might be this one, actually. Spell Ward. I think this is the one. We didn't take this. So yeah, I guess we do need shield. I apologize. This is actually part of battle, the Battlecaster. Look at this ability. You can redirect a portion of your spellcasting energy and defensive shield. When you cast arcane spells from the first ring or higher, you can simultaneously weave protection ward around yourself. While this ward is active, you gain the following benefits if you aren't wearing medium or heavy armor. You gain a bonus to your AC equal to your proficiency bonus, so 2 for us. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. It stays up as long as you're casting spells that aren't cantrips. Won't work for us. It's unfortunately under Battle Mage. I was thinking it was a general trait or talent, but it's not. So we have everything. This is everything we need. This is all of our spells. We got all of our stuff. We got all of our rings. The only thing we didn't pick is rituals. So my question is going to be, what are did they give us a list of rituals in here? I didn't see rituals. Arcane Circle rituals. Here we go. We get 2. I think we take... Oh, hey, Unseen Servant. Do we want to take that as a ritual? We get 2. I don't want a familiar. I don't want to deal with that for the live stream. I don't think that's going to be... but it's transmutation. Son of a bitch. Do we take Create Familiar? Everybody? Is that something we do? What do you all think? We get 2 of these. We get 2. What do we want? Do we want a familiar? Does this little guy deserve a familiar? Has he earned it? Let's create familiars. Nah. Rolling sig, nah. I mean, my thing is, if he had a familiar, he wants to be strong. So is that familiar like their mascot? Is it their mascot? Is it a little... Do you guys remember the old Muscle Men? I don't know if you guys... I talked about this with a friend of mine the other day. Do you guys remember Muscle Men? Did any of you have those as kids growing up? I don't know if you did. Because it's a construct. Muscle Men toys. There were these little tiny ones from the 80s. Small and pink wrestlers. You got it, Octo. You got... And if you got colors, they were rare. They're rare. So what if... I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm going to hate myself. I know it. What if we gave him a Muscleman construct familiar? Look at this dude. Yo. Baby. The red ones. I had some of these as a kid growing up, man. Look at this guy. Look at him. The 6-arm one. Just saying. So, I mean, if we go back to the page, memories, my friend, memories, right? Oh, God, Muscle Men. So, if we look at Create Familiar, just as a heads up, I do like Unseen Servant personally. I think it's a great thing. You make it, you lose a hit point, you get a blood bond, communicating familiar, controlling familiar, destroying your familiar, and then we've gotten a lot of feedback on this already. I have a feeling this one's going to get changed up some. I think we scrap them. I don't think we do Create Familiar. I like the idea of... Unseen Servant. And maybe... What's Arcanist Magical Aura? Like, what would we do? Arcane Lock. Yeah, we're going to take an Identify. Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. I agree 100%. So let's see if is there a ritual area on this sheet? There is no ritual area. So that's something else I'm going to note it. We need a ritual section. Okay. So I marked that down to add. But for us, I'm just going to put it... I want it somewhere near where we can have it. We're not going to get more cantrips. I'll just put it here. Identify, and I'll just put ritual. So we know. And then what was the other one we were saying? We want Unseen Servant. I like that. Conjuration. Cut it. Put it. Blast it. And then we'll just put Conjure to make it smaller. We'll put Divination. We'll put Div to make it smaller. And we'll do Ritual. All right, we'll save again. That's our spells, everybody. So there are a few spells in the book or in the playtest where we've told you the differences, like Detect Magic, which we can now just do. Mage Armor's got its own write-up. Magic Missile's got a write-up. Create Familiar's got a write-up for Ritual, just to give ideas of how this is going to work. Again, at the bottom of this, I'm going to remind you all, if you are going to submit your surveys, go over to the link at the bottom of the PDF, and you have until Monday at 11:59 PT to get this thing submitted. So make sure you're ready. You got it ready. You're Monday, you're submitted. Okay? So if you're going to do it, fill it out. Help us out. Let's make it something awesome. So we've done all of this. The character's done. I'm going to scroll us back up to the area we're going to need. I see someone in chat just came in and asked, I need help with a troll weapon. Do you mean like an actual troll, or do you mean a weapon that trolls people? Which one are you thinking? Hey, thanks for the raid. which I don't know what you're looking for. If you want a troll weapon, I would say a petrified statue of an adventurer. If it's a troll, your friend, orc shot put, because it uses strength. Welcome. We're getting ready to do our audience play for our Project Black Flag Wizard Kobold that we just made. We know we got dark vision, stuff like that. So everybody, if you are ready, if we are comfortable with what we got, if we think we know the rules, I think it's time to start our adventure. Everybody ready to go for our audience play? Yeah? Ooh, buddy. So, we have created a wizard known as Flexus. Hanz Flexus, for those who voted in our poll on our YouTube description. I couldn't have been happier that was voted for. I'm a huge Saturday Night Live fan. This is just a fun playtest we're doing for it. When we last left our adventurer, we have our Swobold, who is our savior. He has taken us from the dungeon when we were held by the lords of Mammon, and that lovely dungeon that we were stuck in was overran by apocalyptic fungus. It was once a bathhouse and had been taken over by these bandits. And we single-handedly, as the Swobold, literally waffle stomped our way through it. We wrecked everyone. So much so, in fact, that this lovely wizard that we say, this other kobold wizard, has decided to praise the god of strength and join in our Swobold's journey. On this lord of Mammon, they found a map. And this map is supposed to be somewhere where the Swobold can do his next trial. Because our Swobold has found himself a legendary item. It is what is it? Belt of giant strength. And he has to overcome trials to go up the ranks of giants to become stronger with this belt. So they've each taken the map and taken a look, and they've decided to open a portal into one of the areas in the labyrinth. And this is where we are ending up. I'm going through this portal, unfortunately, as we go through, an apocalyptic fungus grabs the Swobold as the portal closes. We find ourselves alone yet again, looking for a way to get our companion back to us. This is going to allow us today to play our wizard that we have made, and we're going to test out a few new rules from Kobold Press, from the Project Black Flag, from luck to how we cast spells and memorize them for the day. And this dungeon that has been provided to us by Amelith is a Dungeon 23 creator right now who has given this gorgeous map for us to play it. This is the map that we have. I have it also in Roll20, and I'll bring a screen up for us as well. This is what we are looking at. So we have a map that we roll out, and we are going to be starting in the upper left-hand side in this quadrant. This is the map. We know it's here. We don't know exactly what it is. It is an overgrown castle that is fallen apart, and it looks like the primal elements of nature have taken over. Walking amongst this area are trees and tree-like folk that seem to be scavenging this area. We've held up in this tiny, what looks to be a cabin, on a cliffside overlooking what must have been part of this castle's small, growing city. In the center of it, there is a giant tree. Now, we have our wizard here. I'm going to say that we had the chance to rest for one long rest and to pick our spells for the day. With the information I've given you out as the GM, we need to pick our spells. We can have 4 of our spells from first level memorized, and we can have 2 of our spells from second level memorized, ready to rock and roll. And then remember, we are going to dictate how many spells from our rings are going to go to those. And we have 9 in total. And we can divide them between first and second level spells however we want. But we have to pick that when we memorize in the morning. So, chat, you can see on screen our lovely little Kobold wizard. My question to you all is, which 4 first level spells do we want? I'm going to say 3. I'm going to require that we take Fist from Hell, because that is our deep magic submission. We're taking that. And then we're going to take Leyline as well. What 3 first level spells do we want? And what second level spell do we want? So looking this over, you all are the players. What would we like? And I'm just going to take the first couple that come through, or the ones that have the most votes in chat, just people chatting about it. I personally think, since we're a transmutation specialist wizard in Project Black Flag, we have to be taking at least one of our transmutation spells for the day, right? That only makes sense to me. Someone's a Chromatic Orb and Long Strider. I like Chromatic Orb. I think it's a great attack spell. It's very versatile. Long Strider will give us the speed to run away from things. That means we get one more. Anybody else see a spell that they would like out of the ones that are listed here that are in our spell book as we crack open this wax-covered book? Looks like it is made to make it water resistant. And as we're looking it over, there's an eye on the cover that glimmers in the little bit of candlelight that we have inside of this place. I'm also going to move us to our map and get us ready while people are talking in chat about what we want. I'm going to shrink down some things. And then I'm going to also get our lovely little Kobold ready to go. I do have spells up on the right-hand side. If we need to pull them up, I'll be able to switch over to them for us if we need them. Let me grab our starting zone. And then I will get us ready to go. I see Shield in chat. Anybody else? Anybody else? We'll say that this is the controlled by our camera so that you guys can see it. I did do dynamic lighting for our game today as well. It is pitch black outside as well, middle of the night. So only our dark vision is letting us see. I see Shield. I'm down for Shield. We're taking Shield. Done. We need one other second level spell, everybody, as we get ready for our audience play. I personally think, knowing from the map that we have rolled out and we can see, this map, we know there's water. I think Alter Self is smart as a transmutationist, because if we switch to the aquatic form, it's going to help us with the water situation. What do you guys think? Is everybody else on board for that idea? Sounds good? All right. So for those who were here last time, when we did this for our 17th anniversary, we let the audience roll all of the dice. If I have to add dice, because we had to last week, I will do that. But for example, in chat, I'm going to put in 2d20, right? This is exclamation point 2d20. This gives us our advantage and disadvantage on skills. If you do exclamation point 1d20, this is going to roll 1d20. If we do exclamation point 4d6 or 3d6, this will roll 3d6 and add them together. I can see in the background how many dice are rolled and what there is, but I do have the ability to add more. So if we come across a spell and it's going to be one of our main spells, I'll just add those dice totals in and we can roll them. Anyone can roll these dice. There are global cooldowns on some, since we are still playtesting this and having fun. I'll go in and change them if we need to. I have my back end stuff pulled up. It takes less than a few seconds to add rolls as needed. So, guess what, everybody? We're going to be playing some Black Flag today. So as we memorize our spells for the day, I am going to take us over to our map. I'm going to move our character sheet out of the way, and I'm going to open up Roll20. This is what we see looking out the window at night. There are creatures moving around across this bridge that goes across like a stone pathway. Down below, there's tons of water, and across the way, there's some form of a machine that is overgrown and weeds and vines, and you can see sparks of magical energy kind of flowing out of it, like either it is damaged or off or stalled. We are a wizard. We do know a decent amount about the arcane magics. We are trained. As a matter of fact, because we were playing in Project Black Flag, if you have Packet 2 opened up, I recommend if you don't have it downloaded, go get it. We're going to need it for this about hour of play that I'm going to do today, roughly. I'm going long today because I want to get this out. I want everyone to have a chance to play the wizard live with me before we get into the last day of being able to close this out. In case you don't have time to play it at home, this is your chance to play the wizard. So, with that said, when we look out over it, we have to remember we have the ability to just do detect magic X amount of times a day. So if we go over and look at our sheet, and pull it up, and we'll scroll this up. This is our wizard, by the way. This is Hanz Flexus. This is our ability to cast. We can do Magic Sense 3 times per long rest. Okay? If you go over to here and you scroll all the way up to page, I think it is 11, maybe even further up. Yeah, it is further up. I lied. Not 11. It is page 9. We can do this. If we want to do some form of Magic Sense, we can. And this will allow us to look out and see what we have. You can use this feature number of times equal to your proficiency bonus +1. When you finish a long rest, you regain them all. So audience, I'm going to be putting polls up during this. We can make decisions that way, or if the chat's just all in, we'll just go with that. What do we want to do? We need to find a way to either get out of this area of the Grand Labyrinth or get a portal open to bring Swobold to us. We're in this tiny little room. This hut is overrun with weeds and debris. It doesn't look like it's in the best, condition, but it does have a roof over our heads. This is live play, everybody. What would we like to do? Do we want to walk out of the building and search around? Do we want to detect magic? Do we want to put a spell up? Do we want to cast something? Do you want to make a perception check? Whatever you would like to do. Yep. You have to be within 30 feet if you would like. I can measure as well. I will add, so let's go to our character sheet. We currently have, let me edit this. This is odd to me that these are messed up and I am going to fix them. This is supposed to be max. So I'm going to retype it. I don't know what happened or why it is messed up, but we're going to fix it. So we know this is our max hit points. I'm going to put our hit points on our sheet as well, just because I don't want us to be worried about like how many hit points we have and stuff like that. I'm going to do this lowercase, actually. I think this is all lowercase. Yep. Max, and we're going to do current. Okay, and then this one is temp. I'll move these, and I'll fix these more later. But for now, I want you to have access to this information on the sheet because I don't know why it went away. Something about the font, didn't like what I did, pissed off like all fonts are. Hopefully isn't an attack helicopter. It is not. It is not. This is our hit dice, right? This is our current, so used. I'm going to fix that. Used. And then this is our max. For some reason that worked, but the other ones didn't. All right, I want to save that and close it, and we'll call it a day because that'll work for what we're doing. We do D6s. We have 0 used. We have 3 max available. If we want to measure, I will measure for you. I can definitely do that on screen. We can just take our tool, and I can give you distance. This is 30 foot, and we can do that. If we want to sneak out to there, we could try to sneak. Here's the roll 20. I'm just going to pull it. I think it goes over top, so I can kind of turn it on and off. It does not. Whoop. There we go. This is our distance. 30 foot. So we could sneak. We could exit out. I can also show us what we know the map to be as well. So if I pull this back up for you, you can see this is the map we can unroll and see that we have. This is the current map that we have access to. What do y'all think? What are we doing? I'm gonna put a poll up since people seem to be kind of discussing what they want to do. What do we do? Here's some options. This is just like tabletop RPG. You can ask me what you want to do. I'm GMing, but you're the player. You are all playing this guy as one. So, do you want to study the map? Do you want to sneak closer to machine so you can do detect magic? Do we want to scout the area? Do we want to talk to a tree creature? Because there are tree creatures walking around. Votes up. Vote. And we'll go from that. We'll get it started from there. I'm going to pull the character sheet up on screen. You can see your skills, what we have available, what we are good at, what we are not good at, so you guys know. What do we want to do? Your vote is up. We take the highest one. I'm going to change this music because this music is unsuiting for what we are about to do. I think this, though. Creepy Cave? I like this. I like this a lot. If we're wanting to sneak, we have a 2 in Dex. We're not horrible at it. We're not proficient in it. We have our 4 skills that we are proficient in. We'd have a +2 to it, so we could definitely give it a shot. We could look at using one of our spells. For example, we could use our alter self, maybe make ourselves a little better. We could do a whole bunch of stuff. What are we thinking? What does this group want to do? Franz don't use keys or sneak, just Flexus and go live. It's true. It's true. Some people here are obviously here for the anniversary one. Talk to the tree creature. That seems to be the winning vote so far. I'm curious to see how this goes. I'm curious. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. See how this goes. Maybe it'll turn out for you. Maybe. Serving hands, Christmas trees. Talk to the Christmas trees. Oh, man, if it was only a Christmas tree. Remember, we are a level 3 character, but we are a little overpowered. We have a lot more... spell ability and casting ability than other people. What are we thinking? Rethinking makes the most sense. So I will put the tree that you can see walking around on the screen. I'm going to move our character sheet. Pull up the Roll20 so you can see it out in the distance. It's got a soft green glow coming out of it. It seems to be humming a tune in the distance. Looks like our vote is 4 for Talk to the Tree Creature. With that said, do we want to move out to it to do this and see what it says? I'm going to give us our hit points, by the way. We got 12 hit points, right? 12 hit points. We have an AC of 12. We are starting with 0 luck. Remember, every time we roll a 1 on an attack roll or fail a save, we get a luck point. We can hold 5. Luck points are a 1-for-1 expenditure to where you can bonus what you're doing. If you cast 3 luck in, you can re-roll one of your D20s. All right? So, gotta love and miss those Ogre Force sponsors. I agree. Oh, man. Inside joke for all those who have seen me on my channel. So, we're going to yell from there, or do we want to make our way out? Yell or walk out to this creature? I think we walk out. I think we get within casting range, right? Like, that makes the most sense to me. Like, right now, we're at 25 foot. I think we get out to here. Like, onto the bridge so we can talk. That's about a 15-foot drop. I agree. So we move them out. And as we do, you're going to be able to see some of the light change. You can see some other areas as we walk out into the space. I'm going to put us, like, on the bridge so we got a little distance. We're not being stealthy. The creature turns and slowly turns and takes a look at us. So I'm going to share art with all of you so you can see what this creature looks like. I'm going to show the players. This is the creature in front of us. It has a bunch of heads tied to it. Its mouth is like torn open. There's heads and shrunken heads and pieces tied to this tree. And the heads themselves are singing. I'm going to give you some info. I would like someone to give me a D20 roll. And I would like to remind you, we are good at nature. We have a +8 to nature. So we have our first die roll of the show. Someone give me a 2. Man, that is a bad roll. You have never seen anything like this before in the labyrinth. And in this section of the labyrinth, this is new to us. We don't know what this is. We've never faced a creature like this before. We were stuck in a bathhouse for ages. Ages. So with that said, the singing tree turns, and you see most of the heads are weeping in tune as it seems to be singing. The voice is hoarse. It is disgruntled. The creature itself has 13 heads you count on it as it turns around. As it turns and you can see it, these heads are mummified. And while I would love to say the conversation goes well, it is singing in a language we do not know. It is very hoarse but sing-song. It has a whimsicalness to it, just corrupted by some eerie malcontent. And while I would love to say conversation is going to go smashingly, it does not. As it raises one of its branches up to grab one of the heads, its chest opens up on the trunk of the tree and starts to roar a song. I need initiative. With that, I'm going to bring our initiative table up onto the screen. I'm going to clear what is here from last time, right? Someone give me a D20 roll. We only add 2 to initiative for this character. He is not the fastest. Not the fastest. Remove all turns. I'm going to clear it, and we're going to add these 2 to the turn order. What do we got? Another 2. Boy, this thing is unnerving. We were not ready. I am going to roll physical dice because it only makes sense since I'm standing at a table. I'm going to pour out all my dice here. I'm going to get us a D20 roll. I rolled much higher than that. So I rolled a 17 on this creature. It has got a -1, which puts me at a 16. Not the best. Not the best. I go first. I hope we're ready. I'm going to keep him on screen. I'm going to let so you can see if anyone has questions, wants to see spells, wants things like that, you'll be able to do so. I can scroll to it, whatever we need. Remember, our goal is to play test Project Black's Flag Wizard, and I guess we're going to do this the hard way. As it reaches up and grabs a head, and the chest starts to scream out of this thing. We're going to be making some saves. Remember, on a failed saving throw, we get a luck point. If you roll a 1, or you fail, period. Not a 1, sorry, if you fail, period. The singing tree's song targets you, everyone else in the area. I need us to make a DC 13 wisdom save. I'm being open about this for this just so we can learn the math together. Someone give me a D20 roll. We have our character on the screen. We know that wisdom is one of our proficient things. We're good at it. So we have a 4 in this overall. D20 roll, let's go. If we fail this, we do get a luck point. But we don't just do it. We are not frightened. The god of Swole is upon us. We are not scared by this trivial bark that needs to be burned into nothing. As Flexus looks up, says, I will find you, Swole brother. What are we doing? What are we doing? My action was the song. And I got nothing out of it. Not a damn thing. What does the party want to do? Is it blasting time? I'd like to remind people who are new to the Wizard for Project Black Flag, we are a cantrip adept, which means we have the ability to take any cantrip and go, nah, bonus action. And then after we go bonus action, cast again. So everybody, is it Eldritch Blasting time? Do we want to go out of the gate hard? Do we want to cast Eldritch Blast and then use our ability to cast as a bonus action and then cast Chromatic Orb at the same time? Do we want to do them both? Because if we look, I'm gonna get rid of him. I'm gonna switch us over to spell casting abilities, right? We'll pull up our spells that we have. I will pull up our Chrome so we can see it. Remember, everyone, Eldritch Blast is a cantrip. Well, if we look at Eldritch Blast, we also have in our character sheet, Eldritch Blast is an action. So I'm going to put a vote up because this is important. We're going to use an ability. Do we want to go all in? Are we all in? Which means we're going to be using an ability to cast it as a bonus action. And then, no, we didn't take Sacred Flame. We took Chrome. We took Chromatic Orb. All in? Do we want to, I'm going to put EB/Chromatic Orb. Do we want to just blast? Do we want to just Chromatic Orb? I think we all in personally. Vote is up. And here we go. While it's going on, I'm going to pull up these spells so we have them in our dossier. So let's look at our spells, right? We know that we're going to be using Eldritch Blast a decent amount. I want to have this for everybody up. If you don't know how Eldritch Blast work, this is normally a Warlock ability. This is normally only Warlocks. We said, nah, we got that. On top of having that, if we go into our first level spells, we also have Chromatic Orb. We are a Transmutation Wizard, which means we have done a lot of training. We're better with Chromatic Orb than most people. Or sorry, we're better with Transmutation spells, not Chromatic Orb. But Chromatic Orb does allow us to cast. And if I remember correctly, we can pick fire. So, vote is up. What action? I think everybody is saying all in. You got 4 for all in, 1 for Eldritch Blast. I agree. I think we go all in. We see what we do. I don't think if you're going to the gym and working out in the wizard world, we full send that shit. No, I was just gonna say that, King. 2 points for King. So let's look at full sending this guy. We just had a montage. Yeah, 100%. He's like, flex on. Let's go. So Eldritch Blast, when we go to cast Eldritch Blast, here's the things that we're using to do this so everyone's on the same page. Because we are a cantrip adept, we are using, I believe, Cantrip Polymath. You gain 2 cantrips, your choice. The spell list. Nope, that's not it. This one. We're using Alacrity. Whenever you cast an arcane cantrip that has a casting time of 1 action, you can change the casting time to a bonus action for that casting. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. So that's 1. Full send. Boom. We're shooting. All right, everybody. Well, we are doing Eldritch Blast. I'm going to bring us over to here. Eldritch Blast is a evocation cantrip. We are a casting of 16. We get our proficiency bonus with that. Sorry, 6. Proficiency bonus with that, which is 2. We're going to get a +8 to this roll. Someone give me our Eldritch Blast roll as we pull the one hand out, throw our Eldritch Blast at this tree before it gets a chance to do anything to us. You just got to roll 1. No. Just 1d20. We'll add the 8 on. 1d20 and we'll add the 8. Yep. 9. 17. 17. Wow. Lucky for you, 17 hits. With that said, we are casting Eldritch Blast. Remember, we have memorized our spells today. This is a cantrip. The thing we didn't do is we didn't split up our 9 rings of magic that we have. The way spells are casted in this for our other stuff is we can cast 9 spells. We decide where those spell slots are allocated. Do we want to split 4 and 4? Or do we want to do 6 and 2, or 6 and 3? 5 and 4? How do we want to split between first and second level spells? Do we just want to split it down the middle? Because it will allow us to upcast lower level spells as higher level spells. How do we want to do that? How do we want to do that? I think we do 5-4, personally. Yeah, I agree. So in the expended spell slots area, I'm going to put 5-4 here for us, right? We're going to cast spells, and I'll next to it mark what we're doing. So we did our Evocation Eldritch Blast. It's one action. We shift it to a bonus action. When we cast it, it can go 120 foot. The target takes 1d4 force damage at higher levels. The spell creates more than one beam when you reach higher levels. 2 beams at 5th. We're not to that point. So we're doing 1d10 damage. Someone give us the 1d10 damage. It's doing force damage. Crackling energy streaks towards the creature within range. Since we're a creature of like flex, I think we probably do like the pose and flex and put our arm out like that Mr. Universe posed as we cast it. 10 out of the gate. Okay, guys, I see how this is going, everybody. I see how this is going. I will take my 10 damage on the nose. I won't like it, but I will take it. And then with the other hand, we have that staff full of candles, and we turn and we cast Chromatic Orb. Chromatic Orb for us, 90 foot. A diamond worth 50 gold. We throw it into the air and cast it. You hurl a 4-inch diameter sphere of energy at a creature that you can see within range. You choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder for the orb. It's a tree. I'm assuming we're picking fire. It's got mummified heads on it. When you cast this spell, using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, you can increase the damage by 1d8. Do we want to blow a 2nd level casting and just do 2d8? Just give it to him. I think so. Right? I think we do it. I think we upcast. We're going to go all in. Let's blow a 2nd level spell and do 2d8 out of the gate. Why not? What does everybody else think? Is this a 2d8 moment? All in? All in? All right. Well, I'm going to check stream elements here. I believe I think I have a setup. There might be a 2d8 already. For now, can 2 people just roll me 1d8? Oh, hey, Kez. So in Project Black Flag, we have 9 spell castings, and we can divide them between all of our spell slots. If we want to take a 1st level spell and upcast it as a 2nd level, you got to put a 1 in there. We use a 2nd level spell slot, and we cast a 1st level spell at a 2nd level casting. We basically have 9 castings that we can do. We determine where we put them for the day, right? And then after we do that, we can also rest and get a couple of those spells back with a short rest. And we pick the spells out of our book that we have memorized for the day. Currently, we have Longstrider, Chromatic Orb, Fist from Hell, which is from Deep Magic 2, from a submission from the fans, Shield, and then for 2nd level, we have Alteration and Ley Chain, another submission from someone from Deep Magic. So, let me pull up our information. Correct. You're basically picking the spells you have and then determining where you'd like to put your energy. All right. I'm going to go over here. Let me just look at D8. Yeah, we only have one D8. So what do we get? We got 8. The first one was a 6 and another one's 7. So we're taking... Yeah, it is Alter Self. Did I put Alteration? Oh, I did. Good old copy in space. Done, fixed, and saved. So with that said, we've done 7 points of fire damage to this creature. I'm going to double check and see. Ooh, I have vulnerability. I have vulnerability to fire. All right, everybody. As the fire hits it, it ignites this thing. And he starts to burn. I would like to remind everybody for chromatic orb, it's instantaneous. It goes out. It's done, right? You just have to have a component on you. You don't lose it. It's just there. I'll say it's in our staff. That's kind of cool. It's verbal, somatic, and material, but it is not expended after doing it. Otherwise, that'd be the most expensive first level spell of all time. We use a second level spell slot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to put an eye here, and we'll just tally up our 4 of what we've casted for the day. That is our action. Our bonus action. What do we want to do with our move? Do we want to dive back into cover? Dive back through the window into the house? I think that makes the most sense, personally. Because he's down lower. I'll pull up the screen for y'all. He is roughly 15 foot down over a chasm. 10 foot. Voodoo? Do you want to dive back through the window and make a hide check? Is that what we're doing? He went before us as a reminder. If this creature has attacks opportunity, this could be dangerous for us. If he has reach. That's the question. Does he have reach? All right, 100%. As we move back and dive through the window, can someone make me a d20 roll and add our stealth, which is +2. So give me a d20 roll and we'll add +2 to it. An 18, that's a 20. As we dive into cover, you hear this thing swing at us. As it does, unfortunately, as it swings, it is 5 foot short. And misses as you are out of reach at 10 foot, playing it safe. You hear the crunching of a bridge as the wood starts to splinter as this thing is climbing its way up towards you. Heavy footfalls can be heard outside of the building. A hand reaches in, reaching in the area, looking around. He is looking for you inside. He can't fit inside of here as a large creature. I'm going to move him on the map so that you can see where he is. You can see a little bit of him in the corner as he is like looking around, trying to find you hiding inside. It is our action team. What would we like to do? We're 12 hit points and 12 armor. We've casted a cantrip of Eldritch Blast. He looks like he is burning. He doesn't look dead. He is not feeling well. He's not feeling well, but I am not dead. What are we thinking? What do we think makes sense? Team, talk amongst yourselves here. What would we like to do? We're a caster. Do we want to go toe-to-toe and take this thing out and show our true strength? Has 13 heads mummified and a green fire in its chest. We know it's reach now. Could blast and run. Blast and climb. I mean, he does seem to be able to climb, but he doesn't seem the best at it. What do we think works? And it's a group activity. You can all talk amongst each other, whatever you think works. You can run across. You can shoot from there and move. You can run out the other window. There's other exits out of here. You could try to look for an escape out the ceiling. We could hide in this room and see if it just leaves. I just don't know if Hanz Flexus would hide after training with his swole-bald companion. You know what I mean? Because I just got hit by fire, and I'm burning, and it did not look like I was happy. We could cast Enlarge and go in. I don't know. We could Thorn Whip him. We could double Thorn Whip him. Technically speaking, is an action. You could cast it as a cantrip, and you could cast it as an action, and then you could cast it again. Or we could cast it and cast Enlarge. We could cast Enlarge, and as a bonus action, cast the Whip. We currently, I'll scroll here. Let me move this. We currently have a Dagger, an Arcane Focus, a Scholar's Pack. I don't know why it's on here twice, and a Spell Book. And then we have our Candle Staff, which is the other item we have on here. Forgot to add that up in here. Basically, it's just light whenever we need it. Just candles at the top. No lamp oil, though. You could search this room for lamp oil. Do you guys want to search the room? See if you can find lamp oil? We could do that. We could quietly search this area. He is burning, and he's not on fire. He basically took double damage. So he took 14 instead of 7. So we know fire hurts him. Bad. And then it roared in its hoarse sing-song voice. He's still standing. Well, we don't have 3rd level spells yet. We do have Chromatic Orb. I can scroll down to our spells if we'd like to see them again here. We've casted one 2nd level slot, basically using one of our 2nd ring powers. We do have the ability to hold him in place with Lay Chain. We could do Fist from Hell, which punches down on him. The Lay Chains come up from the earth and hold it in place if we want to run. If we want to go toe-to-toe with it, we could Enlarge ourselves. We could Eldritch Blast it again with an action. And then we could Thorn Whip it as a bonus action. How long does Long Strider last again? I will give you Long Strider. Long Strider is... Long Strider is our 1st level spell, correct? Yep. Let me scroll up. Long Strider. I think it's a minute. Long Strider lasts... Creature Tusk, 1 hour. 1 hour. If we upcast it as a 2nd level slot, you can add 1 additional creature, so we don't need to do that at all. But it would give us 1 hour, give us 10 to our speed, giving us 35. We would definitely be faster than it. We could skirt it and shoot it all day long. We don't know what range attacks it has. And you are in a confined area, so you got chasms you got to cross and things like that. And we haven't searched, but it's a doable thing. Looking outside, like peering through as we're stealthed and hidden, you can see there's a wooden bridge. It's kind of crushed. There is overgrowth pretty much everywhere. There's a cliffside that drops 15 foot down, behind it. I will switch us over. We do have a map. We do have a map, everybody. Remember, we have a map of the space. This is our map that we found. We are in the upper left-hand corner. So you can see there's a huge chasm there. If you could find a way, you could enlarge yourself. We could muscle this thing and toss it off the ledge. It is a chasm. Like, if we want to act like our Swollbald brethren, we could enlarge them and push this motherfucker over the edge. It would be a very Swollbald thing to do. All right, I'm putting a vote up. I think this is what we need to do. Welcome, Odd. We're play testing the Wizard from Project Black Flag Packet 2 playtest. We're doing an audience live play, so everybody has a chance to do it before the deadline for surveys this Monday. All right. Enlarge. Push over ledge. Or cast chromatic orb again. Fire, because we know it's vulnerable. We could do a double down again, and we could do Thorn Whip and orb. I'll put a plus. Plus Chrome Orb. Because remember, we still can do one more, make something cast as a bonus action. Put the vote up. Votes up. I say we act like the swole god himself, since we are Hanz Flexus. I think we enlarge and try to toss this bastard over the ledge. That's my personal belief. With that said, I'm going to pull up our enlarge spell. We can talk about how enlarge would work if this is something that we want to do. I think this is a fantastic idea, personally. But hey, you know, I'm biased. You know, our little wizard really wants to be special. He wants to be a real Swobold one day. He wants the lineage, baby. He wants the lineage. So, enlarge will allow us to do the following. Actually, you know what? I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I could put it on screen for y'all. Hold on. Give me a sec. Boop. Boop. Let's talk about it. Enlarge. Here I am, like, dicking around and pulling it up. Let me just do this. We're going to go to here. We're going to look up enlarge. All right. Enlarge reduce. Page not found. Okay, well, screw you too. Let's try this one. Page not found. I don't know why it doesn't exist. That was hilarious. I can't show you, so I guess I will read it to you. So stupid. So, why? Yeah, no, it doesn't work. So, cause a creature or an object you can see within range to grow large or smaller. For a duration, choose either a creature or the object that's neither worn or carried, or the target is unwilling. We're not worried about that. Enlarge, the target doubles in size, so we would go to large. Oh, no. We go to medium? What's a kobold's natural size as a player race? They would be small, so we'd get big. We'd be medium. So we go medium. No. Hell no. We could shrink it. We could reduce it to our size. Oh, my God. We could reduce the creature down. We're pushing over the ledge. We're going big. So the question is, do we want to make it small or will we make ourselves big? I think we're swole. We would medium size us. No, we are small. We will be medium size. Unless the spell ends, the target has also got an advantage on strength checks. So here's what we get. We get swole. We get advantage on this. I'm going to scroll us up here to our character sheet, everyone. We have the ability. This is our character, by the way, for those who just joined us. This is Hanz Flexus, our cantrip adept wizard specialized in transmutation. We have Arcana. We do not train in athletics. We have a 0, but we're going to have a bonus. We get advantage. We get advantage on the push. We're stealth. So if we dive out this window and hit this bastard, we might be able to do this. Are we ready? Because remember, enlarge takes time to cast. It's an action. So we cast it and hide, right? Because push is an action. How are we going to do this, everybody? Sure, we're medium. We'll fit through the window. He can't fit through the window, but it is an action for us to cast it. And our lovely piece we have here, you can cast a cantrip that has a cast time of 1 action as a bonus action. We can't swap that spell down to a bonus action. So for us to push him, we need an action left. We can't do it with a move. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I'd cast that. See what we get out of it. You know what I mean? And then if we have to, we can use our reaction to cast shield. We're already in cover. I agree. I think that makes the most sense. Looking at this stuff, let's rock and roll. Are we ready? Let's do it. So hiding in cover, we cast enlarge. Swollbald sets a staff on the ground. He blows out the candles. His muscles begin to swell on this tiny, scrawny body as Franz becomes a medium kobold on the ascendance to becoming a Swollbald. Outside the treant, this creature, singing, listens. He hears us cast the spell. He hears us cast. Moves towards the window and reaches in to attack us. Now, I have some really cool abilities as this creature. I feel they are. I am going to use my Weep ability. I got to recharge. Hold on, can I recharge it? No, I did not recharge. So I'm going to do a slam. I'm going to reach in the building and hit. We have a bonus to our AC because we're in cover. We are hidden. I did hear you, but I can't see you. I rolled a 1. I'm going to do my second attack. I rolled a total of a 13. Well, we like to use our reaction to cast Shield. First one goes in, he hits the wall and tears rock out. The second one comes to the window and it comes right towards us as we are getting big. Well, we like to cast Shield as a reaction. We know it was a 13. We are a 12. Of course. All right. Boom. I'm going to put this here. We're going to cast it once. Done. No shield. We're going to take it. We have a 12. Tank it? Are you out of your mind? We only have 12 hit points. 12 hit points. Oh, no. Hold on. We have cover bonus. We have a +2 cover bonus. Does enlarge reduce our AC. Become medium. Our weapons do more. We do a D4 extra damage. We're fine. We're fine, everybody. Because we only go to medium. We don't take AC. No. So we duck in time as it hits the wall. He's like this. One of the heads swinging in the window of a dwarf with a beard singing into the room. I fail both my attacks. Yo, this is Flexus' time to shine. Let's go. I need someone to roll me exclamation point. 2d20. We get advantage on this puppy. Use that reaction to kick more ass. You can't type it in chat, Bane. You actually have to hit exclamation point 2d20. Oh no, Jimmy, no. Oh, Jesus. As we shove and we grab onto this creature, its roots are dug in. With our action, we fail. We fail. Yeah, beats 2-4, you cheated. We fail. But we do get a luck, because that is a failed attack. We have 1 luck now. That means we can use that to add a +1 to a roll. If we get 3, we can add a reroll. Now, with that said, we pushed. It didn't work. Do we want to cast, as a bonus action, Eldritch Blast? We're in his grill, holding him, staff against him. Do we want to use our other bonus ability, we get 2 of them, to blast this thing again? You have to kiss the dice for your roll. We can use our arcane alacrity. I think we go for it. This we are good at. Oh. No. No. That is another luck point, everybody. I'm going to scroll back up to us. I'll give us our second luck point. We used our second alacrity cast. As we go to put a blast in, one of the heads swings and bites onto our arm and pushes aside. The Eldritch Blast hits the rooftop. It goes to the big man himself. All right, everybody. We're trying to learn to be swole here. We're trying our best to be swole. We really are. As we are now neck and neck with this thing, pushing against it, doing our best to shove it off the ledge. We're still strong. This thing gets to go. We are not grappled. We're doing our best. It's an epic learning curve. I'm going to roll for my recharge. Do not get my recharge on the 13 heads as they start singing and moaning and groaning. Each of them looking and turning towards you, their eyes dead. I'm going to take my 2 slam attacks against you. This time, I got a 14. Would we like to use shield? All right, everybody. Does everyone know how shield works in 5e? That is going to be my first question, everybody. Do you all know how shield works? It is a reaction for us to cast it. It's abjuration, reaction, an invisible barrier of magic force protects you until the start of your next turn. We get a +5. As the barrier comes up, as the first one comes down, boom, and pounds on top of it. Our AC is now a 17. My second roll, though, is a natural 20. The natural 20, our little wizard, our medium wizard, no longer small, is taking his first real hit. He's only got 12 hit points. 12 hit points. May the dice god save you indeed. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage on my crit. I really tried. I thought I would hit harder than that. On hit, though, medium or smaller target is grappled. Escape is a DC 12 until the grapple ends. The target is also restrained and takes 5, a D6 plus 2, bludgeoning damage at the start of each of their turns. Of my turns. I hit you, I grab you. On my next turn, you're going to take damage. You're grappled. Let's see if we can push this tree over the ledge. You're currently grabbed. What do we wish to do, everybody? It is our turn. What do we want to do? Conditions of grappled. Condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. Condition also ends if the effect removes the grapple. But basically, our speed becomes 0. We can no longer try to push him out of here. We think it is wizard blasting time, everyone. It is looking pretty banged up. It's fire. We could try to break it. Oh, yeah, it is. And you're grappled. I think our best chance right now is to burninate the countryside. I think our little kobold wizard here, I think Hanz Flexus is endangered. And we're going to have to make a decision. Is it casting time? Well, here's our spell list, everyone. We've used 1 first level, 1 second level slot. We are out of our alacrity. We can't bonus cast a cantrip. We have Eldritch Blast we can do as an action. We have a Chromatic Orb we could cast again. I think we upcast Chromatic Orb and do 2d8. It's fire damage. He's vulnerable. He takes double. He takes double. The only other thing we could do is we could do Fist from Hell. I will put that on screen for everybody. This is Fist from Hell. We could cast this. Second level spell. This is the bonus one. You create an arcane speck of light above the creature within range, creating a portal from which a massive fiendish fist strikes down on the target. The creature must make a Constitution saving throw or it takes 2d10 force damage and falls prone on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Higher levels you can cast this spell, which we can do using a spell slot of second level or higher. The damage is increased by a d10. We could cast this at second level and do 3d10 force damage. If it knocks him prone, we would no longer be grappled. 3d10 is a lot of damage, but they are right. 2d8 would be doubled because it is fire damage. Vote time. do we want to do Fist from Hell, or do we want to do Chromatic Orb Fire? We're casting this in grapple, though. Remember that, everybody. Well, you'd be out of actions. We don't have anything. This would be an action. All we'd have left after that is a move, a bonus, and a reaction. Poll is up, everyone. What do we want to do? We're kind of in a bad situation. I'm going to move this over so we can see our situation at hand. We're in a house, fire everywhere. Well, things on fire. There is no save on Chromatic Orb. You are correct there. But 3d10 is still 3d10. Poll is up, everyone. What are we doing? Fist from Hell or Chromatic Orb? Looks like we are at a 3-4 right now. 3-4. Our little wizard here, watching from beyond. What do we want to do? I'm going to switch us to the next action-based song we got on this one. I think Dark Combat. Look, this might be the end of Flexus, our wizard. He may be on death's door, and he'll be waiting for our swole ball to come save him. Flexus might not make it out of here. We'll see. He might just become a mummified head on the singing tree. I would like that. I would like that. We got 5 for Chromatic Orb. 5 for Chromatic Orb. We're looking to win this one. He's going to crush us next on his turn. We can try and get away after the casting while he's on fire. We're grabbed. We can't. I mean, we could try to make an action to get out. You're grappled. Casting a spell. He grabbed you on that action because he hit you. The heads bite onto you and hold you in place. Looks like we are casting Chromatic Orb. I'm assuming we're going to cast this as a second level spell because that only makes sense, right? The heads look like they could be attackable, but I think you blasting him makes more sense. So let's do a second level casting. We're upping the Chromatic Orb. There's no attack bonus. You don't have to do anything like that. You do have to roll to hit. There's nothing. You can cast in combat. Totally fair. You can cast in combat. So we upcast it. Right now, we're second level or higher. We do an extra D8. We're currently going to be doing 48 fire damage. Because remember, if your attack hits, the creature takes 3d8. There's no 48. All right. Before we roll that again, let me go in here. I will make us a 48 ability. Thank you for testing that for us. This is going to be exclamation point 4d8. And we got 4. And then to our max. And 32. Coded in. Activated. Let me turn down the global cooldown to 0, everybody. And it should work. Exclamation point 48. Try it now. 11 damage. Got 11. Is that what he rolled? Jeff C. 1971 snags D8 and rolls an 11? No, should be 48. Let me test this, everybody. I added it. It works. 48. Why does it say a D8? That's weird. Oh, it just didn't put a 4 in there. All right. So what was the first one that got it to work? Looks like Jeff's worked for 48. Or no, Jimmy's did. Jeff's did for 11. Now 11 is 22 damage, everybody. 11 is 22 damage. Because this thing is vulnerable to fire. What do you guys think? You think 22 is enough to kill me? You guys think 22 is enough to kill the singing tree? As the fire expands over its body, it starts to grip down harder. My question to you all is, does anyone know, can you escape grapple with a move action? I don't think you can. I don't think you can escape grapple with a move action. I'm pretty sure you have to have an action. It's up to the DM? Oh, I see how you're going to do this. It is sweating. Oh, I'm hurting. You have multiple attacks with the attack action. The grapple action replaces one of them. So if you want to try to escape, it says an action. It requires an action to escape. All we have is a move and a bonus action left. Should I check to see if the grapple continues? What is this? Look at you. Look at you. Look at you trying to flex the how much damage did he take. Well, let's take us back over to the roll 20 table. Fist from Hell was not casted. The tree grabs as he takes the damage. He's still standing, gripping down on you. You are grappled and you take extra damage. I'd like to remind you that that is what happens when you fight these creatures. So let me pull up our character sheet. I'm gonna roll my damage. We don't have a lot of hit points left. I don't know if we're gonna make it out of here alive. This may be the fall of our guy, and we're gonna go into death saves. The singing tree is bringing it today. On hit, the medium or smaller target is grappled. You have to try to escape till the grapple ends. If the target is also restrained, you take damage. You are not restrained. So I'm going to try to restrain you. Can I get an athletics roll? Advantage for you. Exclamation point 2d20. I will roll mine. You guys might beat me. As long as you don't mess this up. You are restrained. My next action, I'm going to punch at you. Since you have your +5, I hit a 16 as your shield shatters with my last hit, but I do no damage to you. You are now restrained, and the second attack shattered your shield, but you are still standing. What does our little Swobold in training want to do? What does our little Swobold in training want to do? You are now restrained. We should probably look up the rules for restrained, right, everybody? 5e. Restrained. What can we do when we are restrained? I'm pretty sure you're SOL, everybody. Yeah, you do have advantage on strength checks. Yep, that's what that was. He rolled 2. He just rolled poorly. He rolled poorly. So, it's going to be bad. How do you get out of restrained? If it's a spell that causes restrained condition, the spell will describe. This isn't a spell. If it's a creature that's tied up, so you can break out using either sufficient strength athletic check or bind or dexterity acrobatics check, can slip 3. So you need to use the ability to get out. You are restrained. The monster says you have a DC 12 that you must do to escape. DC 12 to escape. How do we want to do it? It's athletics. Yep, we have advantage. DC 12. We have 2 luck points that we can spend to add to it if we need to. You know, it's DC 12. My question is it an action? Is it an action? Ooh, why did that not work for you? Let me go look at the 2d20 and make sure there's not a global cooldown. Let me look and see. There shouldn't be. 2d20 should have no global cooldown. No, there's no global cooldown. Try it again. I just double checked it. Exclamation point 2d20. Or exclamation point ADV or advantage, whatever you want. But it should work. Do it again. Do it again. No cooldown. There we go. 10 and a 19. As you bust free from the creature's grasp, you have a move and a bonus action left. What would our Swobold like to do? I'll pull up our character sheet here. You can look through, see if we have any way to save our little man. Well, our medium man now. We have nothing but action spells left. We only have action spells. And we used an action to get free, because my understanding is breaking free is an action. I don't think you can do it as a move. Take the dodge action. 5E. Take the dodge action. When you take the dodge action, you focus entirely on avoiding. Using the start of your next turn, any attack rolls made against you have disadvantage. Is that an action to do? What is it? Is it move? I need a good creepy combat. Yeah. It's an action. We have a move and a bonus left. Yup. Yup. All right, then. We in the thick of it now. We do have reactions, though. We can always recast shield. We have plenty of spells left. Would you like to just retreat? Because I think you could retreat, right? If all you do is retreat. Yeah, you can just back out. If you're not fighting, you can back out. Jump off the cliff with a feather fall. You have to get by him. You are in a house. I think you risk it and you take the 5-foot step back into the building. Because he can't fit in the building. I think you back up. It has attack opportunity. Yep. I think you back up. And we use a spell cast as a reaction because we haven't used it. And hopefully we don't have to use it. I get one swing. I back up. I take a swing. Are we down for that? All right. I hit it in 11. I roll a 4. It swings as we back up. We hit our back to the wall. We get rocked and ready to go. It swings twice at the building. Hits it twice. Opens the wall to a large size so it can get in. Those are my 2 actions. I'm out of actions. It goes back to us. Are we bull rushing this thing off the cliff edge? Is that the game plan? Are we still in it to win it? Do we think we can do this? Do we try to shove this thing into oblivion? Featherfall should not be used during storms. What do we think? Are we bull rushing this thing again? Are we doing the same thing we did last time? Like, yo, look, everybody. It's a very important conversation. We are worshiping the god of Swole now. Do we swole it up? Or do we cast another spell? Do we charge this bastard again and try to shove him off the ledge into oblivion? Muscle milk! All right, I'm going to put a vote up. Everyone is all over the board on this one. I think you guys deserve a poll. Swole? Do we push it off cliff? Do we do Devil Fist? Do we cast Orb again? Poll is up, everybody. How are you guys liking the wizard class? Do you guys like the ability to flex your spells? I really enjoy what the spell casting is like in this. We have 2 points in luck that we can use to help with casting. We do have Thorn Whip we could use right now. We do an extra D4 damage with Thorn Whip as well. Keep that in mind. We have Eldritch Blast because we're a cantrip adept. We normally don't get that stuff as a wizard. How do you guys like this? And for those who are watching this on YouTube later, comment down below, because if you have played the Project Black Flag playtest, I want to know if you had any good experiences with Wizard. Back to our chat, though. Our vote is up. Everyone is throwing their votes in right now. It looks like Push It Off Cliff It is ahead right now by 1. Devil Fist is a second level casting. Will give us 3d10. If we do Chrome Orb again as fire, we do 48 and we do double damage on that because remember, it is vulnerable to fire. But if we do the fist and it fails, it will get knocked prone. Lots of options here is our little Kobold wizard. I have a bunch of ideas for how we can handle this, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna put on Turn the Tide by Arcane Anthems. This epic combat music. Let's see if we can actually do it. I want to see it with good dice rolls. I want to see it with good dice rolls. Fist is winning. Devil Fist is at 4. Devil Fist is at 4, everybody. I'll take us back over to the Roll20 table so you all can see the Devil Fist info. This is our situation we are at. Fist from Hell. Fist from Hell. This is from backer Diggle X64. It's Evocation, normally a Warlock spell, but we gave it to him because we said, fuck it. Why wouldn't this guy have this spell? It only makes sense. He's studying to be an amazing wizard. It's instantaneous. We're tied. Oh, no. We're tied. Well, we know what that means, everybody. It's a let the dice decide moment. Can I get a D6? Even? Push off cliff. Odd. We cast the second spell. Even. Push off cliff. Odd. Devil Fist. Fist from Hell. Even. We're pushing it off cliff. All right, everybody. We brace ourselves against the wall. Our medium, semi-swole body. A candle staff in hand. As we kick off the wall and charge this creature, we know it doesn't get an attack opportunity. I need our athletics. We have advantage on it. Come on. Come on. We got to be able to do this. What do we got? What do we got? So everybody, I'd like to remind you, we are at 3 luck from that failed save. Would you like to blow your 3 luck that we have and re-roll one of those d20s? Because right now we're in an 8. It ain't enough. I think we blow that 3 luck. Blow it. Roll 1 d20. Roll 1 d20. You only get to re-roll a d20 on it. Dude, it's like fighting a bull. This little small ball lizard. He just doesn't have it today, man. He just doesn't have it. He charges in, impacts, tries it again. It is not working. Creature brings up both of its hands. I think this is the end of our little kobold. Comes in. We do have a reaction left. We have an AC of 12 right now. Rubble falling down around us. First swing is a 15. I'm assuming we're going to react and bump our AC up by 5, giving us 17. Am I correct? All right. I'm going to mark off one more casting of our first levels. I'm going to roll my second attack. As he hits down once, the shield holds. The swole ball, we flex. Second attack. Second attack is a 16. I don't break the shield. Both hands pound down. The mummified head's biting on you as it's trying to rip through the shield. We get to go again. We are at point blank range, everybody. Look, we are not winning this so far. This being swollen push is not working for this little combat wizard. What do we do? I think we punch it with Fist from Hell. We tried the other option. I think we combat cast Fist from Hell. It's instantaneous. It is verbal and somatic. You are casting in close range. You're casting in melee range. If the wall is gone, can we escape if the fist fails? There's other ways out of the room. There are other ways out of the room. We definitely talked about that earlier, so 100% you can do it. We are casting this spell in melee. If you're in melee range who wants to hit them, by the book, is just disadvantage on range attacks. So technically speaking, I think we can just cast, right? Make opportunity attack against anyone with a 5-foot cast spell. We don't have that. Yo, let's go. Let's go. We're in. We're rooting. We're casting our spell. I'm assuming, crew, are we gonna second level cast this thing? Are we gonna bump this damage up? So if we do it, we're doing 3d10. Is that the game plan? Let's make sure I have 3d10. We do not. I need to add 3d10 as an option. Let me add that in. The rule for the spell is on there. I'm going to add new command. We're going to put 3d10 in here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do 3d10. 3 to 30. Possible damage. It is activated. And then let me turn off the cooldowns because we don't want cooldowns on this. All right. Are we ready? We're casting. Arcane Speech of Light above the creature. Massive Fist strikes down. 3. Oh my god. The Hellish Fist flies out. I have to make a Constitution saving throw, right? And it is versus us. If we go to our character sheet, everybody, we are a caster, my friends. We have a 16. So we have a 16 base DC. Right? Yeah. Wait, do we add our proficiency bonus to casting? I think it's an 18. I think our DC is an 18, everyone. Whoa. Hold on. This is important. This might be an 18 for this smart wizard. We need to look at our DCs. This is very important. Because I could fail an 18. That is something I can do. Right here. It's 8 plus your PB, so 10 plus int, so 16. It is 16. We're clarifying. It's not a transmutation spell. We don't get a bonus. All right, 16. Let me look at my bonus. It's a Constitution. I got a good con, everybody. I'm not gonna lie. But not with a 5 on the die. A 5 on the die gives me a 10. At 10. As this thing strikes down for 27 points of damage. I would like to say, you do knock him prone. As you knock him prone, he shatters into pieces. Heads roll across the ground, some of them dangling in the room from the hands that were pounding on you. As you do 7 more points of damage than this thing has hit points, destroying what is known as the Singing Tree. The Singing Tree is destroyed. Group, we killed one of the big bads in the area. We're beat up. We're fucked up. Would we like to take a short rest, use some of our die to heal, and get back some spells? I think we should. We're safe in here, right? We're safe. I think we duck back around the corner as that enlarge kind of fades away. Collect which head? There are 13 mummified heads on that motherfucker. 13! Dude, that was it. Hold on, everybody. Let me just say, I pulled no punches. That was a epic fight of a wizard versus a 3rd level creature. Versus a 13th level creature. That was a tough fight. But our wizard prevailed, and we were doing crazy stuff. Trying to play the Swobald life. So, first thing we need, I think we use all of our recovery die. We take that 1 hour rest. That means we're going to use 3 dice. Can somebody roll 3d6 in the chat? And let's see how many hit points we get back out of our 12. Because we are down to 2. We're down to 2. Trial by fire. You're right. Technically speaking, that was one of your trials. Trials of Swole. 9. So we get 9 back. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Not max, but we're feeling better. We got 11 of our 13 for our current hit points. Done. Okay, now remember, we're doing Project Black Flag, so we are resting. And remember, we get spells back when we rest. So if we scroll down here, everyone, we have Arcane Recovery. Once per day, as you finish a short rest, you can choose expended spell slots to recover. Spell slots can have a combined ring total equal to or less than half your level rounded up. Where third, half, rounded up is 2. That's 2. So we can get, I think we'd get back a second level ring casting, right? So we scroll down. We've done 2 first, 2 second. I think we ditch one of these and we get back a second level casting. So now we recuperated. As we search through the remains of the creature, I'll take us back to the map. Searching through the creature's remains. Each one of these mummified heads are different heritages and lineages of dwarf and human that are mummified. If someone wants to give me a nature check, there's a chance that we know a little more about it. We got a D20. We can add our bonuses to it. An 18. We are good at nature. That's a 26. The 13 heads of this tree are what gives it a single mummified head. And it adds another to each successful mission that the creature carries out, known as the Hollow Man. Instead of targeting the creature, opponents can target the heads. Each has an AC of 13 and 5 hit points. Damage to the heads does not reduce the singing tree's hit points, but without any heads, the singing tree cannot sing or weep. So we have a sing ability that we can do, and the singing is what gives us the ability to target can repeat the save. Let's see here. A singing tree song targets a creature within 45 foot that can hear it. The target must make a successful DC wisdom save or be affected as if by a confusion spell. I'll tell you what. I mean, we can't carry all the heads. We're not strong enough, right? We're not good at that. We're only 11 strength. I would say if we would like to pick up 2 heads, I will give us confusion spell as if it's a scroll. What do you guys think? Or I'll even say an activatable item. Once per day, activatable item. Sound fair? So mummified heads. What do you want? We'll do a goblin, and we'll do a elf, and then we get it's a DC 13 whiz save versus confusion. Once per long. All right, done. Added to the character sheet. I will say I will put 2 of them times 2. That's how many are left on the tree. I just rolled a random dice for how many are available. That's what we get. Other than that, there's no money on it. It doesn't look like it has anything of value. Can we use that like pockets? No, you cannot. You cannot do that. With that, our goal originally was to go check over here in the distance. I think you guys will be able to see that on the screen, right? Our goal was to go over here and check this machine. And when we're over here, we can peer out and see. If we go within 30, we can do detect magic. Would we like to move within 30 and do a detect magic? What do you think? I think we do, personally. That was the whole point. So as we travel across the broken bridge, as we move our first 25, our largeness gone, I'm going to zoom out so you can see everything that you can see, okay? You can see across the way here, there's a gigantic tree that looks like it's slumbering almost. Across that, there are chimneys and stacks here. Looks like an old building. There's some more machinery here. And up and above here, through all of the debris, you can see a set of stairs that go up, and there's an archway at the top. As we wind our way across through the water, climb up into the machine area, you can see this. There's an open coffin here. And the machinery, I don't know, I'm going to move our hidden area here so you can see it a little bit better. We're going to move this over. The machinery that is here has got a device and mechanics and stuff like that. If we'd like to go over and make an arcane check, we can try to figure out how this thing works. Maybe this is a way we activate a portal. Looks like the pipes run to the stairs that are over here. Yeah, I would avoid that tree. You guys just had a toe-to-toe tree. Be like, you know, maybe if our swole ball companion was with us, we would do it. Maybe that'll be adventure 3. Maybe it'll be something else. Maybe. With that said, we're going to walk over and investigate this machinery. And check it out. And are we being stealthful about it? There's large wrenches on the ground that are oversized. I mean, I would make an arcane check before you destroy anything. You do have an intelligence of 20 plus. Our intelligence is at 22 on this, thanks to our dice that rolled higher than even physically impossible. So, let's get an arcane check. We got a +8 to this, everybody. Let's get a +8. Let's see what this machinery is. Let's see what we get. Gut say break it. Well, let's find out what it is and we can decide if we need to break it. Who wants to roll? 1d20 Arcana check. Let's figure out what it is and then decide if we break it. Remember, we are trying to get our swole-balled companion here. We are separated as a portal closed as he continued fighting the apocalyptic fungus raging in the dungeon from our anniversary episode. So, what do we have? A 6. A 6. Look, guys, I gotta be honest with you. It's not a great roll. But a 14 is enough to know that this machine, if we were to repair it, the pipes that run to it run up the stairs. There's a chance that this could open a portal to bring him here. There's a chance that this here is a portal to bring our swole ball brethren back. So with that, do we break it or do we try to fix it? I'm gonna scroll down here. Remember, we do have mending, everybody. As a transmutationist, mending might fix it. For the swole. Mending is a transmutation spell for everybody. The spell repairs a single break or a tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chair, a chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, or leaking wineskin, as long as the break or tear is no longer than 1 foot in dimension. You mend it, leaving no trace of former damage. This spell can physically repair a magical item or a construct, but the spell cannot restore magic to such an object. Now, are we ready? It's swole time. It's a real question. It is currently 2 pieces of a mechanism that would move almost like train. It is 1.5 feet apart. If we can move it and pull it back to 1 foot, we could cast mending to repair it. It's time for the second swole test for our little companion here. We need an athletics check. Do we enlarge ourselves, get that advantage, show that we're swole, pull it back together, and then mend it? Or do we want to try to do it as our tiny little self as we get ready to wrap our episode for today? What are we doing? What are we doing? Do we enlarge ourselves? Breathe deeply? Flex it up and get ready, pull it within that 1 foot parameter that we need. Since we are 20-something intelligence, we know we need the strength to do so. Or do we just try to do it as little old small self? I'll put a vote up. Enlarge or no? Do we enlarge? Or do we do it ourselves? An 11. But enlarge will give us advantage. I think we cast that second level spell. We Hulk out. We watched our Swollbald companion do it. We watched our Swollbald companion do it. Why not? Why not? I think we Hulk out. That is, by the way, King, that is literally the name of the power for the Swollbald. Is Hulk out. And he gets big as a Swollbald. He goes to large. So like we're like his little version of that. We got 3 versus 2. I love the idea of enlarging. I think it makes the most sense. While we're rolling that out, as we're going to close out after we get to this little point here, I want to remind everybody the playtest ends on Monday, 11:59 Eastern. So if you are liking this, go through, fill out the survey, help us make this class better. Or if you love what it is, and tell us you love it, because the positive stuff is good for us too. We know we're going in the right direction. We have a new packet that's going to come out in April. It's about monsters. I'm excited because that's what Kobold Press is known for. And then we are going to be doing our Kickstarter in May. We have just 2 months away. 2 months away till we hit this Kickstarter. I'm excited. I'm hoping personally, my birthday is April 11th. I got friends coming to town, but I really kind of want the playtest back at 3 to drop on my birthday. I don't think that's going to happen, but hey, you know, one can ask. So thank you for joining us. Let's see if we can get our Swollbald companion here with us. We got 5 people saying, yo, it's enlarge time. We're going to enlarge everybody. We're going to cast a 2nd level spell. Unless those votes get really high. We're going to enlarge self. Oh, shoot. Boop. Need to rememorize that. Enlarge self for the day. We have 2 castings of 2nd level or higher left. Thanks, Savage. Are we ready? You know what time it is. It's Swoll time. We need to roll with advantage to pull this the 6 inches needed to get the 2 machinery parts close enough to mend it so we can reactivate this machine and hopefully open a portal back to our fighter companion. Exclamation point 2d20. Man, don't mess this up. Like, for real, guys. We need a real roll out of these 2d20. I feel like we have failed most swollness. Click, 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 enlarge. Click, 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 enlarge. Exclamation point 2d20. You don't even need the roll. Just 2. Just 2. Mm-hmm. A 15 is what we need. I was afraid we weren't going to do this. As we take it and we pull that thing together with all of our little kobold strength. I would like to remind everybody that this little man here is now medium sized with little muscles on him. As he pulls it together and it holds in place. As he's holding the one, it is trying to force its way back, and we cast Mending. As it fuses the bar back together, the engine starts to move. It starts ripping the vines and stuff that have grown over top of it. You hear a rumble and a roar of something is creaking in the distance. As the energy flows back through and boom, 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 lights up the stairs to this altar-like piece, you see of a portal open as our Swollbald, our companion, our friend, tosses one of the apocalypse upper bodies through the portal and walks through. For those who have not seen the Swollbald, I feel like you deserve to see the magnificence of our Swollbald hero. Because, dude, our Swollbald fighter is a G. For those who have never seen the Swollbald, this is an actual monster from 5e that Kobold Press has done. As he comes through, he's got the Gold Dragon's gym logo emblazoned. He's got his new belt of giant strength. Dex Sadler. Sadler is the shortest strongman to ever win the strongman competitions. It's where the name came from. He comes through down and he points to the distance. He's like, Flexus, the tree is moving. And with that, I will set us up for the third episode of our Duel of Strength, as we will be facing off against the none other than our boss fight, the 3 phases of the Kobold. My goal is to have somebody come back and either play one of the 2 classes or to play the monster itself. I hope everybody had fun today between our testing of the wizard class from our second packet. I love doing the live plays. I think it is such a great thing to be able to interact with the fans of Kobold Press and have you roll dice and play and test and see what it's like. You may not get a chance to play this at home. You may be in the middle of a deep campaign. You might be playing an adventure where you're not playing a wizard. To me, this is a great way for you all to be able to test this. And this is going to go over on YouTube on Friday at noon. If you have friends that have asked about Project Black Flag, tell them to get their asses over there and watch it. Our fighter one is already up. You can see that. And don't forget to go check our blog about the changes from Packet 1 that we are looking at doing, along with what Packet 2 is all about. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as always, everybody, Kobold Chats, I think our new answer is, remember, be swole. Be Kobold swole. For everybody who watched this, and you're watching this on YouTube later, over here you're going to have other videos to watch. This over here is what you click to make sure you're alerted every time we put something new out. Stay up to date with Project Black Flag. Our deadline for the survey for Packet 2 is Monday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard. We got something real special for you on Friday. I hope you're all ready. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next Wednesday.